anything back. I think we're doing great.
We should have people text in. Are you working today or are you not working today? Like mattresses and ladders on the highway. What? I think it's a great idea.
What do you... dial it up. Are you working today or are you off?
Are you off? Because a lot of people have the holiday off for Juneteenth. Yep. Some people, like us, were so important. They're like, you guys have to be on. You have to work
That's
today.
Right. Every holiday. I was here Memorial Day,
it's like
too.
Us and first responders. You got to be on the job.
That's what we should do. We should have people call into the station. Tom in Chesterfield, you're on the air. I'm off today. Thanks, Tom. We'll move on to the next thing.
100%. We're not joking. 314-436-7900. We want to know, are you working today? Are you not working today? I bet Harambe's off work.
Harambe's always watching and listening and texting and commenting. And you could do that, too.
You know what? We'll know if he doesn't comment. We'll know he's off doing something, not working.
Here's what I'll know. I'm going to assume that anybody who does not text us is not working because I assume that they're all working while they're texting.
Oh, yeah. I always assume that, like, if you're off, you're not going to be sitting down watching us. No, I mean, maybe, but I wouldn't. I don't.
314-436-7900. Join in, won't you? Text and call there. Odyssey app has a great feature called the Send a Message feature in which you can send a message.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it says Send a Message. You click that little button, send a message. We call it voice messages. That's what I call them. So leave us a message.
Many messages.
You can if you want to. You can watch us. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Chris Amy KMOX.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
That is right. Today is Juneteenth, a day commemorating the ending of slavery in the United States. We're going to talk to Julia Clark from the History Museum about a celebration they have going on today. Also, another cool thing, we'll talk to Mark Sunlove from the Soldiers Memorial. A Tuskegee Airmen exhibit is starting today at the memorial right down here across the street from us at KMOX.
Very, very cool. And the city of St. Louis will pay a former police chief over his wife's death from falling concrete. You may remember the story from 2018. The woman was killed when concrete fell on the Lindell overpass onto Forest Park Parkway.
Cardinals will play today, a doubleheader with the broadcast beginning at 12:15. They'll get started against the White Sox at the rate where John Rooney says there is no guarantee.
Which is true.
It used to be let me just say this about the Cardinals' opponent today. Game 2 of 3. They won the first game, rained out last night. So they'll play 2 today. Mm-hmm. The White Sox have somehow managed to, over about a 20 plus, little over 20-year period, have the worst naming rights deals for the stadium that they play in. Mm-hmm. U.S. Cellular Field was a really bad name. Got used to it because you heard it over and over again, but U.S. Cellular Field.
But it's not catchy.
Not catchy. It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
They went from U.S. Cellular Field to Guaranteed Rate Field.
Yeah.
Which got heavily mocked.
Yeah.
And they deserved it. And then now they're just Rate Field. So.
Real quick. Who dropped the guarantee? The company or just the stadium?
Well, the company. The company
is the rate. It's just rate now?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know what they do. Is it a finance?
Well, obviously they don't guarantee whatever rate they were giving.
Is it a mortgage place or something?
Like
I don't
legally,
know. Honestly,
they're like, guys, we can't have guarantee in the name.
Because you can't guarantee anything.
So we do rates. Let's call it that. Let's call it rate.
Do you know how lucky we are that it just, so Busch Stadium is a naming rights stadium basically. But it sounds good. And here's why it worked. And I think most people know the story about why Busch Stadium is Busch Stadium, because of the Busch family that owned Anheuser-Busch. Well, back when they were building Busch 2, there was a rule Major League Baseball would not allow them to name their stadium after Budweiser. They wanted to call it Budweiser Field. Mm-hmm. And they said, you can't name it after a beer. So the Busch family said, okay, fine. We'll name it after ourselves, the Busch family. Mm-hmm. And then they made Busch Beer.
I love that story.
Which is awesome.
That's amazing.
Because you can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Tell me I can't name it after me? It's my stadium.
That's really good.
I love that
Do they still have the no alcohol rule?
No, because there you got Coors Field.
Oh, you're right. Coors Field.
Miller Park. It was Miller Park for a while.
Do you think it was after they made the Busch beer? MLB is like, gosh darn it, those rascally kids did it again. And then they just had to allow people to name it after alcohol.
I don't know. I don't know when it changed, but I know it's a really great workaround.
That's a really good workaround.
But you have to, the only way you can pull that off is if you own a beer company and you have millions and millions of dollars.
And the stadium.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just an awesome
So if you're
story.
listening and you currently own a baseball team and want to build a stadium, that's how you do it. That's how you did. That's how you could do the workaround.
This is Johnny Walker Stadium.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm trying to think right now. Are there any other beer companies or liquor companies that have naming rights deals in any other sports?
You're right about Coors and then
Coors
Miller.
And Miller Park. It's not Miller Park anymore, but it used to be. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any.
Was it difficult going to U.S. Cellular Field
from Comiskey?
Yeah, because Comiskey was pretty legendary. I mean, people don't.
It's like anything else. I mean, Charlie Comiskey was a real piece of crap. So it's not any love for him. It was just the name, and people are comfortable with the name. It's like anything else. People don't want their mascots being changed because they're comfortable with what they are. Sears Tower became the Willis Tower when that company bought it, but a lot of people still call it Sears Tower. It was just a thing that people don't get used to and they don't want to change with it.
Wasn't Candlestick Park like the worst?
San Francisco.
The worst place to play, but it was, or maybe it was falling apart. I remember people talking disparagingly about Candlestick, but it's kind of a great name for a park. Yeah. Where do the Giants play now?
I can't think of what it's called now. Is it Oracle? No, that's I cannot remember.
It's
Oracle?
Wait, but the 49ers and the 40, I say the Giants. Sorry, the 49ers. Because the 49ers played it was the San Francisco. Wait, the baseball and the football team both played there. Okay.
Yeah.
So the Giants and what is the 49ers stadium called?
Right now, I keep forgetting. I feel like it starts with a G. Does it start with a G?
The
James?
49ers play in the Levi's Stadium. Is that right?
Man, I don't know. Dude, now we're playing a guessing game here, and I have no idea.
This is bad radio. But I didn't know Levi's had a stadium. James, is that right?
Yeah, it is Levi's Stadium. And it is Oracle Park for the Giants.
Okay. So Levi's, like the jeans?
Yes. Yes.
It says Levi's with an apostrophe S.
Okay, then it's
so
Levi's.
I'm assuming, but
yeah, because it's on the Levi's website. I love Levi's jeans. Do people try to wear jeans there?
Sure.
I would wear
in the winter. Yeah.
I would always wear jeans to that stadium.
In the last 5 years, I will admit I've done a really poor job of remembering all the new naming rights deals.
You really have. Well, that's because you go from things like the Garden in Boston, right? Boston Gardens. Now it's TD Garden, which is fine. But you go from Candlestick Park to Oracle. Well, of course, everyone remembers Candlestick Park. Again, like you said, Sears Tower, Willis Tower. I think there's something to be said for stadiums, venues that maybe they're junky and are terrible. But it's like if Wrigley Field were to change its name to Rocket Mortgage Field.
Well, there is a Rocket Mortgage Stadium, isn't there?
Probably.
I think
James is the best one here to tell us, and he keeps leaving the room. But Rocket Mortgage Stadium, wouldn't you always call it Wrigley? And people say, well, Wrigley Field was a dump. It doesn't matter. There's sentiment there.
Well, Wrigley, I may have the history wrong on this. Wrigley, I don't think was intentionally named after the gum, but it was owned by
the family.
The Wrigley, yes. Mr. Wrigley.
Mr. Wrigley.
So, I mean, James, that actually works out well, I think.
Is there a Rocket Mortgage Field or park?
Isn't there a Rocket Mortgage? I feel like it's an NBA arena. I don't know.
I just really like the sentimental value of Boston Gardens and Candlestick Park. And if you start changing it to GoDaddy.com Field,
Here's we have a text message from somebody who says it will always be Riverport Amphitheater.
100%. You know what's up?
No, it's Hollywood Casino Amphitheater.
No, it's not. It's Riverport.
Well, it's not when we talk about it, like we're giving away tickets to the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater for June 28th.
Well, it's also not Thunder Ridge Museum.
When the Outlaw, I know that the Outlaw Fest is happening with Bob Dylan, Willie Nelson, and Nathaniel Ratliff, and that show we're going to give away 2 tickets today, pair of tickets. So got to be listening, and it's at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. By the way, Harambe is here. He has texted in and says he's at work. Production never sleeps. I don't know what he produces, but he says production never sleeps. We got a lot of people who are texting in
that they're at work.
One person says I'm off. I'm on. Not working in Edwardsville. I'm a teacher. Not working except mowing and laundry. I'm also working. Ryan in Kirkwood.
This is good. Tell us your name and where you are, and if you're working or not working. We need these kinds of updates. 314-436-7900. Harambe is working. Who's not working in where?
Ryan in Kirkwood is also working.
Oh, good job, Ryan.
Yeah.
James had an update for us.
Yeah, just a Google search of Rocket Mortgage Field.
Yeah.
Pulls up Rocket Arena, apparently home of the Cavaliers.
Yes, I knew it was an NBA arena. I just couldn't remember who.
But that's the Rocket? It's Rocket Mortgage?
Yep.
I mean, all it says is Rocket Arena, but if you Google Rocket Mortgage Field, that's what pops up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it could be, okay, never mind. Well, we're not going to do this guessing. Let's Google it game. We're not people.
This is where Google ruined radio. Do you know how many hours radio hosts have killed guessing and having callers call in with the correct answer?
Oh, my God.
If anybody out there knows where Rocket Mortgage Field is, and then 10 minutes goes by.
The depth of our collective knowledge used to be almanacs. Old information.
And the World Book. And remember how you would have to update the World Book?
How about an encyclopedia?
Loved encyclopedias.
Come on.
When I was little, I wanted to be either in the Olympics or in the encyclopedia. I figured that means I made it.
We have a message from somebody working for UPS today.
Nice.
They say short shorts and sunshine.
Oh, what can Brown do for you?
To give you the shortest shorts possible. They do wear really tiny shorts.
It's like in Reno 911.
Yes.
That show where the police officer wears the really short shorts.
Yeah, they're like cutoffs.
Well, they know sex sells.
I think that from
United
now on,
Parcel Sexiness.
Yeah, from now on.
Yeah.
I think all the UPS, FedEx, even postal workers
should wear short shorts.
Well, they should get to wear cutoffs if they want. Maybe I'll start a delivery service where it's cutoff jeans.
Yeah. So
you're wearing, and they got to be real short, like up to your groin.
Like Daisy Dukes.
Yeah. So sexy packages. That's what we'll call it.
No.
We'll call it nice package.
No.
That'll be the name of my
nobody
my delivery company. That's a good delivery service. Nice package. Come on.
We'll get our packages.
Wow. This is a brilliant idea. Don't steal. If you're listening to the show like Brian in O'Fallon, who says he's not working today, don't steal my idea. Don't steal my idea. New delivery service, and it's called Nice Package.
Because they're short shorts.
Amy Marks Kors, Chris Ranji today until 12, a little after 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because we have Cardinals baseball double header today. It's a straight double header. We'll talk to Julia Clark with the Missouri History Museum, a joyful Juneteenth celebration happening this afternoon. We're going to talk to her about that. Megan Eberhardt is the director of fun for the Cardinals. She will be here in studio, I think. Yeah, she's coming in studio. We got a lot coming up on the show today. Chris and Amy on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
I'm Emma Greed, and I've spent the last 20 years building, running, and investing in some incredible businesses. The more success I've had, the more people started coming to me with questions. How do you start a business? How do you raise money? How do I bounce back from failure? On my new podcast, Aspire with Emma Greed, I'll be answering these questions and more through weekly conversations with the smartest minds out there. Listen to and follow Aspire with Emma Greed, an Odyssey podcast, available now, wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Summer's coolest mattress deals are going on now at Ashley's Stars and Stripes sale. This summer, save up to $1,000 on select mattresses and say goodbye to hot sleep and save up to $500 on the best-selling Tempur-Breeze collection. Plus, feel the freedom to snooze now and pay later with 0% interest until 2030 on in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. Better sleep starts at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Rhino Shield is far superior to even the best traditional exterior house paint. Rhino Shield is 8 to 10 times thicker than paint and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Rhino Shield is the only ceramic coating company that has been chosen by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where every episode is concentrated on unpainted brick, bonds and seals to stucco, wood, hardy, block, color lock, masonite, and more. No better product for those steel aluminum-sided homes that have become, chalky and tired looking. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. After 15 years, we've got a great reputation and a superior product. As long as it's affordable, why wouldn't you do it? Before you make the costly mistake of painting with traditional paint, you'd be best served to call Rhino Shield today. We are the experts and our evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Tell them, ladies.
No pain, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
If you're trying to sell a home, there's only one agent in town that I trust, Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. My friends Mark and Neil have the best system to connect you to the best qualified buyers, getting your home sold fast and for top dollar. 314-336-1991. Go to thegelmanteam.com.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station. The Chris and Amy Show, weekdays starting at 9 on 104.1 FM KMOX.
All right, we got to hit something here, Ranj, that is okay. I think I told you that my algorithm on Instagram, I'm not on TikTok, but I'm on Instagram.
They call it an algo.
No, they don't. Yeah. Do they really?
For short.
Who's they?
The cool people in tech. It's called an algo.
Well, anyway, the algorithm, I've mastered it. It's all hiking and all mountains and national parks and forestry services. And I love it. And that way it's not a bad toxic feed. Actually, Instagram's always toxic, but at least I like the algorithm. And I'm seeing more and more popping up about, I had heard that millions of acres of public land could be for sale under the big, beautiful bill. And I thought, wait, surely not, public lands in some of these parks where I've hiked. So I hope not national parks. Well, here's the thing. Under the current version of the Republican budget bill, over 2 million acres of public land would go up for sale across 11 states. So Utah Republican Senator Mike Lee, who might need an intervention. He chairs the Energy and Natural Resources Committee. He included the sale of federal lands in a draft provision of the One Big Beautiful Bill. He said this is a way to boost domestic energy production. It creates new revenue streams, increases housing. The thing is, it is getting a ton of pushback from Democrats and other Republicans who are saying, no, our parks, our forestry services, our public lands, those should not be for sale. Montana Republican Ryan, I think it's Zinke or Zink. I don't know if it's Zinke or Zink. He's a representative. He has led an effort to take the land sales out of that version of the bill, saying it's a hard no on similar measures, because the Wilderness Society found that more than 250 million areas currently under the Bureau of Land acres, 250 million acres currently under the Bureau of Land Management and Forest Services are at risk of sale. We're talking Alaska, Arizona, California, Colorado, Idaho, Nevada, New Mexico, Oregon, Utah, Washington, and Wyoming. And so people are really pushing back, saying these public lands are a national treasure. And no, I get it. They're not going to sell Yosemite. I understand that. But there are other forests, there are other public and federal lands that people use for hiking, for camping. There are some beautiful lakes that I've been to, because sometimes when you're hiking and it's so beautiful, you're like, oh, I'm in a national park. Oh, no, wait, I'm just outside the national park and it's still so beautiful. Those would be for sale, like these beautiful spots that people take their families, and to think that that would be developed for housing is really, really frustrating and concerning. And I do hope that there is bipartisan pushback against this part in the big, beautiful bill.
Yeah, I hope there is too. It's unnecessary. I don't think it does anything substantially better for the country. It doesn't make our lives any easier to do this. And in fact, it might make some even a little more difficult. And of course, this isn't as big of a deal as potential cuts to Medicaid, because there are people who, they rely on that. And that is, for some people, literally life or death. So I think those sorts of things are, it's almost like, you're already doing this big stuff and you're claiming that you're not. You're saying that you're not trying to cut Medicaid or Medicare or anything like that. But we know that they are trying to do it, and then people will lose coverage. So that's already bad enough. Mm-hmm. Then you go do this other little stuff too, that really it's really only going to benefit a very small percentage of people who might be developers, for example. This will benefit developers. What do I care about developers that are in your pocket right now, that you are doing this just so that you can help them out?
So Senator King of Maine, he spoke. Now, this is a separate issue from selling the public lands, but he talked about the cuts to the National Park Service and the forestry services, and how you are doing so much damage to those services, the public-facing services. I think the national parks actually are able to, I think they turn a quote-unquote profit, in the sense that they are already understaffed. They're already streamlined, but so many Americans go to the national parks that the national parks are bringing in money for the U.S. government for the maintenance of these parks. And he said, you are doing so much damage to save $0. There's a little bit of audio from him testifying a couple days ago.
It's hard for me to understand how gutting America's best idea isn't America's worst idea. A 37% cut in the National Park Service budget, which was already underfunded, I don't believe is responsible. Here's some data. This is visitation at our national parks going back to 2010. The blue bars are visitation. The orange is staff at the National Park Service. So you can see there was already a growing disparity back in 2010. This is where staffing was. This is where visitation was. Here's where we are as of this budget. Right here. That's where we are as of this budget.
So what he was showing there in that graph is that they were already understaffed at the national parks, and visitation was skyrocketing. More and more Americans are saying, this is where we want to go. We want to be outside. We want to celebrate our country. We want to go to a place that's affordable, like not Disney World or Disneyland, which costs thousands of pounds, thousands of dollars. You can drive. You can take an RV to a national park. And so he was saying, here you are now cutting the staffing, cutting the budget by 1/3. And he pointed out at the end, he goes, I see this room I'm in, and they're in the Senate room. what you've cut from the national parks is the equivalent of 2 credit cards stacked together if this room were the national debt.
Right. So it's not making a dent.
It's not making a
just
dent.
like what Doge did.
It's the size of 2 credit cards. Yeah.
Doge hardly made a dent, but it did end up wrecking a lot of things for a lot of people.
And this would be devastating. Devastating to the parks. And now they want to sell some of the land.
And I'd be curious to see how it ends up affecting the Gateway Park too. Because when we talked to Ryan McClure about it, he didn't really want to say anything about it because of his position as the director of the park. But I think you could read between the lines. He was concerned. This was several weeks ago. What's going to happen? So I guess we'll find out. Hopefully nothing too bad. Amy Marks Core's Chris Ranji. When we come back, Julia Clark, African American History Initiative Programming Specialist at the Missouri History Museum, will talk to us about the joyful Juneteenth celebration happening today. Julia's next on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Alton's got soul. From river legends and limestone bluffs to downtown diners and haunted histories. And now, Alton's voice is louder than ever.
What a treasure it is to have like an actual like river resort town that close to us.
KMOX is now on 104.1 FM. From the riverfront to the rooftops, you're always in range. 104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of Alton, the voice of St. Louis.
You had a solid retirement dream, sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. What if you could bank that equity right now? With Truehold, you can sell your home for its current value so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. Truehold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since Truehold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit Truehold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours, based on its best current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
You log into your DSP. It's confusing. Where do you build a campaign? Where's the report? Targeting's vague, CTV's tacked on and overpriced. Then you find Viant. Setup? Just a chat prompt. AI does the rest. Targeting? People-based and precise across premium publishers. Measurement? Transparent, outcome-driven. And CTV? We've led since streaming meant something. Viant is the DSP that actually gets advertising. Still trading on a desk? Visit Viant.ai to unlock real results today.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Hi, this is Steve Butts with the Crawford Butts Insurance Agency. I know we're all experiencing sticker shock when you get your insurance premium. Now more than ever, you need an independent insurance agent to find the best value for your family's insurance needs. Crawford Butts, family owned and operated for more than 60 years. Please give us a call at 314-752-2500 or at crawfordbutts.com.
Tom Ackerman here, joining Busey Bank in recognizing Ron Doherty for building community. President and CEO Ron Doherty has been strengthening our communities for 40 years. After merging Doherty Business Solutions with CGI, he launched Doherty Enterprises and Foundation, which supports the Alzheimer's Association, other worthy causes, and innovative solutions with millions of dollars annually. Follow Doherty Enterprises on LinkedIn to learn more.
This is Pat Buring, Executive Vice President of Busey Bank. The Doherty Foundation supports the Alzheimer's Association and other causes financially, while Doherty Enterprises uses AI and advanced technology to provide support and relief to patients and caregivers dealing with Alzheimer's and other dementia diseases. Follow their lead. That's what building community is all about. Join Busey. Get involved as we continue building the communities we call home.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
The legends ride again. Willie Nelson and the Outlaw Music Festival is rolling back into St. Louis, June 28th at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. Don't miss the living legends. Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, along with Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, and more, live right here in St. Louis. This is country the way it was meant to be. Tickets are still available, so get them before they're gone. More information can be found at kmox.com/events.
Cards manager Ollie Marble joins the Gas House Gang every Tuesday at noon. Sponsored by Siteman Cancer Center on the voice of the Cardinals, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores with you and joining us now on this Juneteenth here in St. Louis is Julia Clark, African American History Initiative Programming Specialist at the awesome Missouri History Museum. She joins us today to talk about Juneteenth, and also specifically, the Missouri History Museum is hosting a joyful Juneteenth celebration today. It starts at 4:30. It goes until 8 p.m. It is free. Want to let everybody know, and it's on the Emo Family Plaza, which is that main outdoor space outside the History Museum that you can see from Lindell. And I think the concert series is there out there on that plaza. So, Julia, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to talk about it.
So the Joyful Juneteenth celebration at the Missouri History Museum, is this something that the History Museum has had for multiple years, or is this kind of the first big one that they're opening up to the public?
Yeah, so we've celebrated Juneteenth for very long time actually at the History Museum, but this year is a bit different than what we've usually done. So this year we have an evening of performances from local artists around St. Louis, from a step team, Gentlemen of Vision, to a soloist, Ida A. Day, a spoken word artist named Energy, and also a seven instrument jazz ensemble by Georgia May. So this is the first time we've kind of done a showcase of this size, not only with Black-owned food trucks, but also with performers, and really showing the beauty of Black culture in a way that is joyful, especially because our community needs it now more than ever, while also finding ways to give back to the community. So we're hosting a donation drive for tornado relief with the Everlasting Apostolic Church as well. So we're really trying to make it a multifaceted celebration where people can come and enjoy performances, enjoy food and drink, enjoy games that you would have normally played if you grew up in a Black household, and just a way for you to take a deep breath, relax, and reside in Black joy with us.
So the event is free, but you're encouraging people to make donations for tornado relief.
Absolutely. And those donations, we're doing a drive, so of supplies, but also we have a flyer that has tornado relief resources around the city. If you are not able to bring things like canned goods or hygiene products, you can absolutely make monetary donations to those organizations that are currently on the ground right now.
I want to talk more.
Real quick, you're taking donations at the site.
Yes, we
right.
are.
So it's not like, hey, come back another time and bring whatever.
We're taking donations today. Yeah,
Good.
at the site.
And I want to talk more about Juneteenth, but just specifically to tonight as well, and the festivities. Like if someone's listening and saying, I don't really know a lot about Juneteenth, I didn't grow up learning about it. Is it like grab your family, throw the kids in the car, let's go, and everyone's welcome to kind of learn about it as well?
Yeah, it definitely is. The one thing about the History Museum is we are always going to share the history of something, whether it's Juneteenth or whether it's the history of St. Louis, but we're also going to do it in a way that's really engaging and that's really open to everyone. So you can come and watch our performances tonight and also learn about the origins of Juneteenth, how they connect to our community, and how the legacy of Black freedom lives today. So it is truly a take everyone that you know, put all the kids in the car, bring your friends, and come on down.
That's awesome. We were talking about this right before we went on air. I didn't grow up learning about Juneteenth, and now that I've learned about it in the past few years, I'm like, this is a really big deal. So for people who may not be as familiar or hear the name of the holiday and are like, okay, what is this, a new thing? Could you kind of let us know about it?
Yeah, so Juneteenth is a holiday that isn't new to many Black Americans. We have celebrated it for generations, and it is basically Black Freedom Day. So Juneteenth is about June 19th, 1865, which was when the last town that had enslaved African Americans, Galveston, Texas, they were finally informed that they were free. Now, keep in mind, this is 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, which freed enslaved people in the United States, but it took 2.5 years, not only because the news was held deliberately away from African Americans to keep them in chains, but also because it was hard to get word to travel to a town like Galveston, Texas in the first place. So really, it is our Black Freedom Independence Day. It is the day that we were able to finally act as citizens of this country and not as property.
And it is, you still will find, I think, today, because I hear people object to celebrating this day for some. It seems like a weird idea to me. I don't know why would we not want to celebrate the day that that was officially done, right? So I don't know. That's just me personally. I don't really understand the objection to it. I like, why do you think that exists?
Yeah, I think objection to a lot of things exist because of ignorance. You just don't know enough about it. I think that a lot of, like you said, a lot of people were not taught about Juneteenth or taught about the history of African Americans in this country. And so it's very easy to say, like, well, that doesn't really apply to me, so I don't think I should celebrate it. But in fact, I think that it is a really monumental moment in our country's history that we should acknowledge and celebrate, especially for the communities that were deeply affected by it. And I really think it relates to everyone. It is about the Black American experience and the Black American community, of course, but I think that everyone can learn from Juneteenth.
No, I totally agree, because I think, Ron, I've heard some of the pushback, like, well, we shouldn't have two independent days. And the thing is, like, well, no, we should, because on 1776, Black Americans were not free. And we all know the famous phrase, a more perfect union. Juneteenth is this country taking a step, its first step to a more perfect union. It's this country trying to live up to the ideals that were laid out in the Declaration of Independence that until that time we hadn't lived up to. So to me, Juneteenth is something that all of us should celebrate and be excited about, and also acknowledge the shortcomings, how long our country lived falling short of what was laid out in the Declaration of Independence.
Absolutely.
It's okay to do that. I think there are some people that just don't like the idea of having to feel like they're responsible for it, but no one's saying that, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you live today. You're not responsible for what happened 200 years ago.
And I think that our goal at the History Museum of celebrating today as joyful Juneteenth is not only to talk about the immense amount of struggle and oppression that have brought Black Americans to this point and that we've surpassed to create some of the greatest cultural icons and some of the greatest institutions that are claimed to be as American as can be. Not only that, but also to talk about Black joy and to celebrate everything that we have built, everything that we have become, and to really take a moment and take a breath and just be able to be in fellowship with one another. And so it's not about anyone's responsibility. And this holiday is really not about, establishing guilt on anyone.
It's like moving forward.
Yeah, it's also about celebrating. It's about celebrating where we are and who got us here and what we've done with that.
I think of that moment in Galveston, Texas, when the Black Americans there found out, okay, we're free. But what did those next few days and months look like? Because it's not like you have money in your pocket, like, oh, we're going to go build a home or get jobs. You're still, at one, I assume that a lot of people were walking away with nothing, and you're starting from scratch. And two, it's a lot of prejudice still that's probably keeping you from having those freedoms. So what did those days after Juneteenth look like?
Yeah, and I think not a lot of people know this, but when the enslaved people in Galveston, Texas were informed they were no longer property, that they were no longer slaves, they were actually told you should stay and continue working for your enslaver, but this time request wages. And so a lot of times when we talk about Black freedom, we can talk about the things like the Emancipation Proclamation and Juneteenth that freed Black people politically. But really, in reality, they didn't have many options. They still had that systematic oppression that kept them in the same place, working for the same people that had enslaved them before, but this time for very minimal wages. And so Juneteenth is not just about Black people being freed from the horrible situation of enslavement, but it's also about how Black people, despite being free, still are not given equal access back then or today to the same things that would allow a free person to live independently.
You know, it wasn't that long ago that there was still so much legalized racism and prejudice. We're going to be talking about the special exhibit honoring the Tuskegee Airmen in the next hour at the Soldiers Memorial. But you had those men fighting in World War II for a country that didn't let them eat at certain hotels or at certain restaurants. And obviously we're the Cardinals station, and hearing the stories of like Bob Gibson and Lou Brock winning the World Series, but then they couldn't eat with the rest of the team. That was not that long ago. That blows my mind.
It really wasn't. It seems like it was. I mean, what, 1960s? But it's true. It's not that long ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think some people feel like it's, well, we're so far past that, and not really.
Yeah, we're really not that far removed, especially I think growing up, as a Black woman. My father, my mother, my grandparents, we are not very far removed from the reality that they lived in. And I think it's also the fact that Juneteenth is a Black American holiday because Black Americans were forced to build this country, but also love it enough to critique this country and to continue to make it better. Every movement that we've seen, whether it's the women's rights movement, the civil rights movement, disability rights movement, queer rights movement, have been led by Black Americans. And that is because we were brought here against our will, but we have used our will and our position to really make this place better for everyone.
And I know, like we said, it's a joyful Juneteenth. And we've talked about, obviously, a lot of the challenges and the obstacles in the history of this country, but I like the focus on the joyful, the moving forward. Do you feel that whether it's unity or support or lots of reasons to be joyful?
Yeah, I think that with what we, and when I say we, I say as a community in St. Louis, what we have endured this past month with the May 16th tornado, it has been hard to find moments to be joyful, but I think the response, the way that organizations like For the Culture STL and Action STL have been on the ground with the people's response and the way I've seen people collaborate is a great way to find joy. I think the History Museum also has continued to share the story of all St. Louisans, remains committed to the mission of sharing everyone's story that makes up our beautiful city and our beautiful country. And so I think that there's moments of joy that can be found in any situation, even the ones that are not always the best.
And I'll just add too, because there's so much history that people can go, they can learn 4:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. tonight. But St. Louis and the role our city played as this country figured out what it was doing regarding slavery and civil rights. We just had the old courthouse redone, renovated. Yep. I mean, the Dred Scott decision was right there. It's down the street from us. And again, I think it's so important to learn all of this history. And St. Louis was at the crux of it a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Today will be great. 4:30, everything gets started.
Yes.
And that is at the Emo Plaza?
Yes, it'll be the front, like you said, facing Lindell. From 4:30 to 6:30, we have a happy hour. We're going to have Black-owned food trucks and a drink truck as well that has themed alcoholic drinks after some famous Black St. Louisans. So you can learn while you sip.
Well, I know what truck I'm going to be visiting.
Absolutely. Yes. We have games that you normally would have played if you grew up in a Black household, things like spades, dominoes, Uno for us newer folks. And so we really want it to feel nostalgic. We really want it to feel celebratory. And then our evening of performances with our amazing performers begins at 6:30 and will go until 8.
You think someone loves you until they throw you a draw 4 in Uno.
I have not played Uno since I was like a child.
You should come down because Uno gets real intense.
It's ugly.
It gets real intense.
People flipping tables over?
You would be surprised. My family game night was
my great grandma threw the Scrabble board.
What? What's going on in your house? So today at the History Museum, and again, donations for tornado relief today.
Yes, donations for tornado relief will be accepted the entire time. So from 4:30 all the way to 8 p.m. We have on our website, you can go on mohistory.org, a full list of what people's needs are and things you can bring. We will also have pamphlets that have tornado resources for other organizations doing the work around the city as well.
Julia Clark from the Missouri History Museum. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you so much.
It's Chris and Amy on 104.1 FM KMOX.
I got to get business cards printed for my entire staff, but where do I even?
That was easy.
Oh, okay, Staples. But can I have bigger stuff printed too, like huge signs and banners?
That was easy.
Nice. And what if I had to ship a package?
That was easy.
Have my passport photo taken?
That was easy.
Coffee and snacks?
That was easy.
What about the latest laptops?
That was
Earbuds
easy.
and headphones?
That was
Office
easy.
chairs?
That was easy.
I think I also need to get some Staples.
Seriously?
I had to ask.
For everything your business needs to get the job done.
Staples. That was easy.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
At California Psychics, we know that sometimes you can wake up thinking,
I don't know if I'm in the right career. Or the right relationship.
but whatever your life dilemma, at California Psychics, we'll give you the guidance you need to feel certain about your life choices. And because we only connect you with the very best, we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. California Psychics. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com today for limited time offers.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Since we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see and hear lots of lawyer ads. It seems that most are bragging on what they got their clients. But be careful. If you heard that someone sold their car for $500,000, you would be impressed. But if you later learned that it was a rare $10 million Ferrari, would you say that person got screwed? And that's before you even know if it's true. Who is fact-checking? And how much went to medical bills and lawyers' fees? If you want to get an idea what your case may be really worth, visit forthepeople.com and go to Settlements and Verdicts. You will see what a law firm like ours is capable of. And fact check for yourself. All that glitters is not gold. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won big, a lot. At Morgan & Morgan, we represent consumers. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Charlie Brennan once again with Dr. Colleen Bosler at the Audiology Center. Dr. Bosler, is it possible we might say, oh, those kids are mumbling, when the problem really is our own inability to hear.
Exactly. Hearing is integral in everything that we do. It keeps us involved and embraced in life. Not hearing someone is never normal. Ringing in the ears is never normal. And when people have a hearing loss, oftentimes they complain that they can hear, but they cannot understand people. And avoiding getting a hearing aid can have long-term effects on the speech reception area of the brain. So what that means is if you test and treat the hearing loss early with a hearing aid, we can prevent a decline in the speech understanding that can happen if the hearing loss goes untreated.
The words of Dr. Colleen Bosler at the Audiology Center. 3 locations in St. Louis, 636-441-7470, the Audiology Center, STL.com.
Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
Hey, did you see this?
I don't know.
Work days used to mean something. The old work day. Mm-hmm. By the way, we're going to get to that. We want you to hear from you whether you're working or not. But work days used to mean something, but now they mean less and less. It's what they're calling the infinite work day. It's where because you have remote work, because everyone has their phones on them, because you can access email at any time, that people are never not working. So according to some numbers, and this was done by Microsoft, they determined that Microsoft determined that 40% of people are online at 6 a.m. checking work email.
Ew.
Yep. Also, Teams becomes the primary communication platform within the Microsoft environment by 8 a.m. Midday, half of meetings take place between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. And meetings after 8 p.m. are up 16% from last year. And the average employee sends or receives more than 50 emails outside of 9 to 5 hours.
Too connected.
So they're calling it the infinite workday. We are too connected. That's why I go to the mountains. You want to know why? No service. When I was in Yosemite, we hadn't even hit the entrance to Yosemite. And all the bars were gone. And my phone just said SOS. And I was thrilled.
That's probably a nice feeling, but also a little, you
don't want to make a mistake.
Yeah, and you don't. You want to be reachable, kind of.
So
you know what I mean?
So here's what I have: a little GPS thing that you can push in an emergency, and they can track you by satellite. That way, I don't die.
Did you see that Elon Musk's SpaceX Starship rocket exploded?
An unscheduled rapid disassembly?
No, it didn't even make it off the platform.
Oh, no.
They were doing a test. It was a test flight last night about 11 o'clock local time, and the thing just it looked like that scene in Oppenheimer when they're doing the Trinity test. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Well done, Elon.
They don't know. I heard they don't know what happened.
Yeah, not yet. I'm sure they'll figure it out.
They said it was, quote, an anomaly.
Elon was on Twitter and called it he said it was just a scratch, is what he said. He's being funny because he's hilarious.
He's hilarious. Hey, we still want to hear from you. 314-436-7900. Call or text. Are you working today? We just want to know, like, hi, I'm Bob in O'Fallon. I'm not working.
Got a message here that says, I'm off today, but I'm working anyway.
Whoa. Don't do that.
Yeah, what's the matter with you? Use your time off. That's what I would do if we had holidays around here.
Yeah, I bet someone in Kirkwood, who was that guy in Kirkwood that's working?
Ryan.
I bet he really wants to not be working right now. And you're just throwing it in his face by going to work anyway.
That's Amy Marks Coors. I'm Chris Ranji. The Cardinals have a doubleheader today at Rate Field in Chicago to face the White Sox, who stink. Matt Pauley joins us next on KMOX.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
You log into your DSP. It's confusing. Where do you build a campaign? Where's the report? Targeting's vague, CTV's tacked on and overpriced. Then you find Viant. Setup? Just a chat prompt. AI does the rest. Targeting? People-based and precise across premium publishers. Measurement? Transparent, outcome-driven. And CTV? We've led since streaming meant something. Viant is the DSP that actually gets advertising. Still trading on a desk? Visit Viant.ai to unlock real results today.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at Cantor Injury Law. So as you know, I'm a lawyer, haven't practiced in a long time, but I did plaintiff's work and defense work, so I have a pretty good understanding of it. I have a pretty good idea of who's who in the firmament of plaintiffs' attorneys. And for my money, Mark Cantor is the guy. He's a great attorney. He is a great practitioner. He's put together a great team. He was born and raised here. He lives here. He works here. He wins here. Call 314-628-ALL-9s or CantorInjuryLaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based on advertising.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Winner of 4 Edward R. Murrow Awards, including Overall Excellence. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 10 o'clock and we've got sunshine, 75 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. Hundreds have gathered outside Minnesota's capital for a vigil to remember a prominent state lawmaker and her husband gunned down at their home.
There were tears as former Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark were remembered.
Sad. It's just sad. Somber. It's solemn. It's honoring a life.
Marie Haggerty spoke of Melissa Hortman's legacy.
She stuck up for people's rights. She was a fighter. She tried to reach across both sides of the aisle.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz wiped away tears, calling Hortman his closest political ally and the most consequential speaker in state history. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
A jury has found Karen Reed not guilty of second-degree murder in the death of her Boston police officer boyfriend, but found her guilty of a lesser charge of drunken driving. Here's CBS News Boston reporter Christina Rex.
Free Karen Reed! This is what he's describing. The thousands or so people in jubilation over the verdict.
I'm declaring a mistrial in this case.
Reed's first trial ended in a mistrial due to a hung jury in July 2024. In her retrial,
I'm Jennifer McCabe.
Jurors heard from 49 witnesses over 8 weeks and saw more than 200 pieces of evidence, which they had access to as they deliberated.
The jury handed down its decision Wednesday after deliberating for at least 22 hours since June 13th. It was a huge victory for Reed's lawyers, who've long asserted she was framed by police after dropping John O'Keefe off at a party at the home of a fellow police officer. The Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers may have partied too hard. The cup has been damaged. The bowl atop the 132-year-old trophy is cracked. The bottom cup is dented. The Hockey Hall of Fame says the keepers of the cup will have it repaired in time for Sunday's celebration parade in Fort Lauderdale. Soldiers Memorial is opening a new exhibit on Juneteenth.
May the street stand forever as a tribute to the courage of the Tuskegee Airmen and as an inspiration for those who follow. And now, with great pride and in their honor, let it be proclaimed that from this day forward, the street shall bear the name of the Tuskegee Airmen Way.
I'm Sean Malone outside the Soldiers Memorial Military Museum, where the new Tuskegee Airmen exhibit is open. It runs until November 2nd and honors the first African-American fighter pilots who were still segregated in the military while fighting the Axis powers in World War II. Also announced today is that the street outside of the Soldiers Memorial will be renamed to Tuskegee Airmen Way. That'll be the new name for Chestnut Street, right outside of the Soldiers Memorial Military Museum.
A nice afternoon with sunshine, a few clouds. It'll be quite warm, too, with a high of 87. Clear tonight, though, 70. Sunshine mixed with clouds, breezy, hot and humid in the afternoon, up to 94 tomorrow. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It is 75 degrees and sunny at 10:03. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
The Chris and Amy Show is video streaming now on KMOX's YouTube, X, and Facebook pages. Click and subscribe.
Hit in the air to right center field, well struck, and I don't think they're going to catch it, and it's over the wall. It's a big fly. Burleson carried that right over the wall in deep right center field, and the Cardinals add on another. It's 9-2 St. Louis.
This song sucks.
You know why? It's because
Hey!
they think they're cute.
Hey, who
Once-
is this?
This is
one of
the
those Hey bands. Who is it?
Lumineers.
Lumineers.
I think. Is it the
Lumineers
Lumineers?
are the-
I don't know, or the Head and the Heart. Here's the thing. I used to like the Head and the Heart, their very first album, and then they realized, hey, people think we're cute. Everything should be hey ho. Way to
Dude,
go.
I hate hey
And
ho songs. They're the worst.
The Lumineers do hey ho. I don't know what I forgot. What
I
song
put them
that
all in the
was.
same. There's like the Lumineers and the Mumford and his brother, whoever the hell they are. They're all the same
I
to
thought
me.
it was Mumford and his son,
Whatever.
not Mumford and Brothers.
It should be Mumford Brothers.
That's a furniture
God, I hate
company.
that. It's just so. I don't know why I have such an intense reaction to these hey songs.
It's
like
just-
this, you know what? These songs I
Yeah.
feel like are written so that you can use them in a commercial for a cleaning product or a car. Like they're commercial songs.
The song that was not Lumineers, the song we just played.
I don't know whatever it was. It sucked. Should we bring in Matt Pauley, talk about the Cardinals?
We may as well at this point. It's been 20 minutes.
Host of Sports Open Line on KMOX and Redbird Rush Hour, which happens at 5 o'clock unless there's a Cardinals game in the way. Cardinals pre and post game host Matt Pauley. Hello.
Hello.
What's going on, pal?
Sorry,
we expected expect a little more out of you.
I mean, I like those songs. I'm sorry. So I disagree with you, and I don't want to start on a bad spot. So I'm just saying hello,
Too
and
late.
we'll move on.
Well, I used to like those songs. It's just
Give me all the hays and the la-las and the da-das, and
So it's just when a band
If I'm listening to the
thinks it's
Beatles, "Hey Jude" is my favorite
Well,
Beatles
That's
song.
a different
That's
one.
different.
That's them
The
addressing
Beatles-
somebody with a hey.
The Beatles didn't think like, oh, we're adorable. That's
Nah.
what you don't want. You don't want a band that thinks it's adorable.
Oh, it's the worst.
I don't care what they think as long as the song is good.
What band is
But what
that?
happens when they think they're cute and it's not good?
Well, then it's just terrible, and
There
you
you go.
ignore it. Yeah.
So a lot
Like
of
the White Sox.
Bro, are they bad? They're going to get sold,
They're
though.
not good.
No.
Yeah, to a billionaire, right?
Well, they've
Well, that who what you have to sell them to? You can't sell them to someone that's not a billionaire.
That's true.
No one can afford it.
No, the guy who's driving for UPS who just texted into the show, he's not going to buy the White Sox today.
Yeah.
Teams are getting sold right and left right now. The Lakers
about the
getting sold, the
Lakers?
Rays getting sold, the White Sox getting sold.
Lakers
didn't
for
know that.
$10 billion.
Really?
Yes.
Who did they sell them to?
What's his name, Matt?
I don't know.
Who used to
I
own
didn't
the
know we-
Lakers?
The
The
buses.
Bus family.
That's right. The buses.
The buses.
Pam Bus.
Jeannie Buss
Jenny Buss.
is the one who's right there.
I was
and
thinking
she's
of
going
Pam
to
Huff. Sorry.
she'll remain the governor and continue to run the team for at least a number of years.
Oh,
is what they
that's
say.
not-
So the Buss family still be involved.
That's not going to work.
You
That
gotta
never
They have a
works.
minority share of the team, about
Yeah.
15%. Mark Walter is who they are going to.
Mark Walter.
What did he do?
CEO and chairman of diversified holding company TWG Global, has been a stakeholder in the Lakers since 2021 when he purchased Phil Anschut's share of 26%.
And the Bears are selling a 2% stake in their team. And so they're saying that the asking price will be over a couple $100 million just for 2%.
Do you think when the buses? Oh, go ahead.
It's such a racket though, because you see the Giants right now have like New York Giants have like 5% up for sale, and all these, when you're an owner of one of these teams and you want to just like fill your pocket with more money, you sell 1 or 2% of your team. It doesn't even matter for the people who buy in, except for the fact that they get to say that they own a piece of a professional sports team. But it's just, this happens all the time where these small percentages of teams are being sold.
Yeah, and you know what? Reinsdorf used to say, and maybe it was just the White Sox, but there's no way it's not a lucrative investment to own a team or part of a team. Otherwise, these guys wouldn't do it. But he used to say that they never they never did anything but break even until the World Series year. And they said then they made money that one year and that was it, which I just don't believe it. I don't believe that all of these people invested in this team and made $0 from it the entire time they've owned that team.
Look, I can't speak to the way it used to be, but there's no way that's true now. With all the media rights money that's going on and everything else, there's no way that you're not pocketing money. In some places, pocket a lot of money. If you're the Colorado Rockies, if you're the Pittsburgh Pirates, you are putting very little back in. I mean, the Rockies' payroll is respectable. They just make terrible decisions. But, the Monforts in Colorado, that's what they live off of.
Yep.
They live off and any owner of a professional sports franchise who owns it because they want to live off it, they're not going to do right by the fans. They're just not. It should never be something that you own as a money-making endeavor. And the only thing you should actually make money on is when you do sell eventually, because you've made money because the value of the franchise has gone up over the years. But it should not be a day-to-day money-making endeavor.
Do you think when the Buses sold the Lakers, they put an ad in the paper that said they're looking for a man in finance, trust fund, 6'5", blue eyes?
Matt, let's talk.
I'm missing something.
Oh, you don't know about that? It was like
I'm
a
looking for a
meme.
man in finance, trust fund, 6'5",
It was an internet
blue
thing.
eyes.
Okay.
In the last year.
I don't keep up with the interwebs.
All right.
So,
Well, you need to get on it.
Well, I didn't know they sold the Lakers, so there we go.
Yeah. So all of us don't know nothing. So doubleheader against a bad baseball team today.
Yep.
I mean they have to win at least one of these, right? I mean you've
you win
got
one
to.
of two, you take 2 of 3, you feel okay. You sweep today, you sweep the series, you actually have a winning road trip, and I think you feel really good about things. So you win at least one. Excited to see Michael McGreevy in the second game. It's an opportunity with that extra man to be able to just get him up and see him and push everybody else back. It's a chance to, most importantly, they push Sonny Gray back. So now they're going to be able to get Sonny Gray a start against both Chicago and Cincinnati coming up. I'm generally not a fan of doubleheaders. I generally don't think doubleheaders help teams. I disagree with that assessment today because this really helps the Cardinals. It gets the starting pitching an extra day. It gives you a chance to look at McGreevy, and it gives you a chance to pitch Sonny Gray against both Cincinnati and Chicago, and you don't have to waste them against the White Sox.
Great. It's going to work out perfectly for the Cardinals today. As we get closer to the end of, we're getting, I guess we're now about the end of the month, right? Is June 19th, is that considered end of June?
It's deep into June.
We're still the middle of the month. I
Still
think like
middle?
21, 22 is when we start talking towards the end of the month. So we're a few days away from being towards the end of the month.
So I know some people hate talking about standings at this time of the year. I don't. I think it is, look, it's part of the fun of baseball. And it's being able to have an idea of where the Cardinals are compared to everybody else. That's part of following the team. I think if you're not looking at the standings, it might be a little odd. But the Cardinals right now are a game out of a wild card spot. And I know that we went into the season, Matt, thinking that, at least I did, that their best chance of making the playoffs this year was going to be to win the division. But the Diamondbacks not being all that great and the Braves being bad this year sort of changes the calculus on this a little bit. And while there are still teams, Brewers and Reds in front of them, and the Padres who have that third wild card spot, I mean, it could end up, and I know we've still got a lot of baseball left, but it could end up that maybe the Cardinals are a wild card team if the pitching holds up a little more.
Yeah, I think we have to leave open that possibility. Now, the Braves, they took the first 2 games of their series against the Mets, won yesterday 5-0. They're playing some better baseball right now. We'll see if that's real or they're just catching the Mets at the right time because the Mets have lost 5 straight. I agree with everything you just said. I think right now, as it sits, when you compare where they're at in the division and where they're on the wild card, clearly they're closer to a playoff spot in the wild card. It does concern me with how many teams they have to move in front of. With the Reds winning yesterday, they're now a half game behind the Reds, so they're a 4th place team right now in the NL Central.
Reds and Brewers both.
Yeah, so
Yep.
you have to jump over the Reds, you have to jump over the Brewers, and then you have to jump over Padres, Giants, or Phillies. So sometimes you look at the standings and you say, how many games back are you? And sometimes you look at the standings and you say, how many teams do you have to jump over? Now on, what's the date today? On July, we just said the date. On June 19th. that doesn't really matter with how many teams you have to jump over. But the Phillies are legit good. I think the Padres are legit good. And the San Francisco Giants just added Rafael Devers.
Right.
So what concerns me now about if the Giants don't make that trade for Devers, I look at the Giants and I say, yeah, the Cardinals can catch the Giants, but the Giants are going all in to try to get into the playoffs this year. So it is a challenge. It's not something that they for sure can't do. But if we're being, just looking at the situation, that's the situation. You've got 3 really good teams right now that are in those 3 wildcard spots in the National League.
We talked about that stretch of the Royals, Dodgers, Blue Jays series being pretty important to the Cardinals. Then of course, they played the Brewers and dropped 3 of 4. But now they've got another, after this White Sox series, they have another important stretch of baseball, 3 against the Reds and then 4 against the Cubs coming up. And that starts on Friday at home against Cincinnati. So I know, again, we talked about that last stretch of baseball being important. How important is this one compared?
Yeah, and I would actually stretch it out a little bit further all the way to July 6th because of after this White Sox series, of their next 5 series, 4 against divisional opponents. You've got, as you mentioned, Cincinnati and Chicago. You'll play 1 interleague series against Cleveland, and then you get Pittsburgh and Chicago. So between now and July 6th, every game but 3 will be divisional opponents after this doubleheader today. And I think it's really big. I think we're going to sit here on July 6th or Monday, July 7th after that Chicago series at Wrigley, and we're going to have a much better idea of whether or not this team does have a legitimate chance of being a postseason club.
So what else you got for us, Matt?
Just lots of baseball today. I don't know.
Are you pre and post for all of them?
No, Tom will have game 1 pregame, and then I'll take care of the between games stuff, which is always a little. To like take the curtain back. We don't really know. So in radio, especially when it comes to network radio, everything is very prescribed. You have this many breaks. These breaks are this long, yada, 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 because we've got, hundreds of affiliates that need to know what's going on. When we have these traditional doubleheaders, which are pretty rare, you don't have those very often, that between game stuff gets really murky because, they said, well, there's going to be between 30 and 45 minutes between games.
Yep.
That's a wide range of what it's going to be. So it's putting together a puzzle piece of making sure that we get everything in that we need to get in between games and get it back to John and Ricky for first pitch.
Paulie, are you trying to tell everybody how difficult your job is?
No, I'm just saying this is one of the more unique situations when it comes to baseball.
Sounds like he's trying to get everybody to feel bad for him.
Okay.
On a holiday, all this.
Well, no, I think it is. Here's the thing. Well, the White Sox, as you mentioned, they're not emptying the stadium.
Hot garbage.
Yeah, they're not emptying the stadium because obviously not much to empty. I think why did they give a credit to the people from last night's game? Why didn't they just say, listen, we've got room for everybody?
Oh, you mean just
to let them just don't empty the stadium, but let anybody else who wants to wander in come on into the game.
They should just open the gates after the first game is over and let anybody walk in.
Yeah,
that they would
because they're not going to fill that stadium. They're going to run out of room. They gave a credit to everyone. Because everyone who goes to the first game today gets to go to the second, and everyone who had tickets to last night's game gets a credit for a later event. I get that you could have doubled up on seats and people won't know where to sit. I think everyone who had tickets to last night's game, they just say, go to any of them, find a place to sit.
So they get the credit and the ticket. They get doubled up?
Well, they wouldn't need the credit. No, they would just get to go to either or both of the games today.
Let me tell you this.
There's 27 people there.
Well, I know that there was already a day game scheduled for today, so some people had planned ahead. But I bet that you would be able to, if you wanted, without having to write anything down, you could count physically the people in the stands.
Yeah.
I bet you could count them today.
That's what I mean. Don't give them a credit. Just let them show up
it's a
today.
holiday, so maybe a lot of people are off. So that could be
wrong. Do you know the reason that they have to do the traditional doubleheader today?
Because
does it have something to do with getaway?
No.
Because there's a train.
This is the Cardinals' 6th doubleheader this year. And it is in the collective bargaining agreement that you can you have to get permission from players to do more than 5 split doubleheaders in a single season.
Wow.
So if they would have wanted, because you at that point, players have to stay at the ballpark much longer if it's a split doubleheader.
They hate
So
them.
if they would have wanted to do a split doubleheader today, they would have had to get written permission voted on by Cardinals players to do a split. Now, I don't know if they went to him or not. I don't think they even went to him. It's like you're saying, there's not enough people to worry about it. But let's say they're playing, in Philadelphia where they sell out every single game. They can't just do a split doubleheader. They would have to get permission from the Cardinals.
That's pretty awesome, because now for the rest of the year, every team has to get permission from the Cardinals. We're not even halfway through.
That's what I mean. There's a lot of baseball left. This is 100% going to happen again.
It's awesome.
There you go.
Thanks.
Long live traditional doubleheaders.
Matt, enjoy all your baseball today.
Thank you. I will.
You should get one of those fun drinks from the gas station, like a soda or a slushie. It's a fun day.
Oh, okay.
What?
Go get a Slurpee, she
Get a
said.
Slurpee.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll get to 7-Eleven right now. You know what? The White Sox used to start all their games at 7-Eleven.
I remember that.
Go to 7-Eleven in honor of the White Sox.
Because they had a sponsorship deal with 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
And our play-by-play guy used to say, first pitch 7-Eleven, isn't that convenient? He used to do that.
He still says that occasionally.
No, Ed Farmer, he has passed away. So
Oh no, John! No, you'll hear if it's a first pitch of 7-Eleven. Because sometimes a 7-10 first pitch, it's actually 7-Eleven. John Rooney will always say, "How convenient."
Oh, okay. He's still alive.
But Ed Farmer used to be John Rooney's broadcast partner for many, many years with the White Sox. All right. Goodbye, Matt.
Goodbye.
Matt Pauley.
It's funny.
All right. We got to go to break because we're way late. We are going to be talking to Megan Eberhardt with the Cardinals. She is the director of fun. She'll be coming in studio to tell us what's coming up on the upcoming home stands. That's all happening on the show today. She joins us at 10:30 on KMOX.
Hey, this is Charlie Brennan. Have you noticed loose bricks or missing mortar around your house, on the walls, the patios, the walkways, the porch, or the chimneys? If so, you need to call Morelli Tuck Pointing. 314-645-1387. You might need one of two things: solid tuck pointing, the removal of old mortar with the replacement of new mortar throughout an entire wall or chimney, or maybe just spot tuck pointing. Spot tuck pointing involves the tuck pointing of a particular wall, a chimney, or other masonry surface in an area where it's needed the most. One example might be settlement cracks, usually found above or below windows or doorways. 314-645-1387. Call the company that the Brennans have called when we've needed tuck pointing. Morelli Tuck Pointing, the masonry specialists. Winner of the Angie's List Super Service Award every year since 2005. 314-645-1387, MorelliTuckPointing.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
Are moles tearing up your yard? Don't let these lawn invaders turn your beautiful property into a mess. Rottler Pest Solutions offers professional mole control services to protect your lawn from damage. Visit Rottler.com today to schedule your free inspection.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station. The Dave Glover Show, weekdays at 1 on 104.1 FM KMOX.
We are asking you to let us know if you're working today on this Juneteenth, because it is holiday.
Yep.
We are here. We only get 2 holidays a year because we don't need holidays. Amy and I just want to work.
That's all
we
you
care about. So we've asked you to go ahead and text in at 314-436-7900. A texter here says it's Harambe again.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
Harambe just wants us to know that he's still working.
Okay.
He was working an hour ago. We know you're not finished working.
You're going to be done at 10 a.m. unless you're the overnight shift. I don't think you're done at 10 a.m.
This person is delivering pharmaceuticals to hospitals and clinics today.
Wow.
So that is important work.
Thank you for your deliveries.
And here's one. I think this is interesting.
Okay.
This person from a 636 working, delivering dirt inside the Chaffetz Arena for the rodeo this weekend.
That's incredible.
What a fun thing to be doing.
What a fun. You fill buildings with mud.
And where are you getting that dirt?
Rural Missouri,
Do
probably.
you think it'd be really funny if they just went and dug up like the soccer field or something?
Is there
Got
turf?
your dirt
Is there turf in this dirt? No. No. There's no turf.
for a rodeo,
That's very cool.
right?
Is it the professional bull riders like the PBR?
I don't know. It just says rodeo. Look it up, James.
I
What
would
rodeo
like-
is coming to Chaffetz Arena this
we
weekend?
could have some cowboys strolling here.
And remember when I came up with my brilliant idea
Yes.
for a new delivery service to rival UPS and FedEx? Because we were talking about how they wear really short shorts, all the delivery guys.
They know what's up.
And gals, they like really short shorts.
But you want to make the shorts even?
So here's my idea.
Shorter.
Yes, I want to create a delivery service like those.
Yep.
But the deliverers wear cutoff jean shorts and they're really short, like up to the groin.
So would you call they're cheeky shorts is what they're called.
Right.
Is when your little butt cheeks hang out.
And the service, and men and women alike can do it.
Uh-huh.
And the service will be called Nice Package. So John, who is watching on Facebook, and you can watch the show on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, John writes in, Nice Package is a sensational name for a delivery service. You should timestamp and save the tape to prove you came up with that idea first, then do whatever you have to do to trademark it. I told you that's a great idea.
It's a great idea. I Nice Package. Yeah, you know. It's
Are you jealous you didn't come up with it?
No. I think it's going to be a little shocking if they're tight, short shorts and the packages come first. Like if it's a package forward delivery service, I think it will be arresting for sure. It'll get people's attention.
Yeah.
I do want to say also our boss texted us. He took a picture of somebody that's working and said, this guy is working. It's a picture of somebody on a roof working, which implies that our boss is not working. Otherwise, he would have said that he's working.
He's not
Our
working.
boss had to take a picture of some other industrious individual and send it to us. It's a real mind trick because it makes you feel like he's working, but he had to take a picture of someone working.
Yeah. Maybe he should do some work every now and then.
I didn't say that, Steve. That was all Chris Ranji.
Amy told me to say
I
it.
never said anything like that.
Jeff in Tulsa texts in and says he's working today selling liquor to stores and bars.
Oh, that's important.
So he works for a distributor. That's great.
That's great.
A trucker has just texted
Yeah.
in. He hauls cars.
Yeah.
And he is hard at work. So I'm imagining this person is driving this truck with a bunch of cars on the back of it, and he's texting into the show. So I want you to not do that.
I was just thinking this. You're going to have some stretch. You have to have some stretch to those shorts because really short shorts.
When we talk about nice package?
Yeah. Because I pictured that trucker, and I was like, what if the trucker is wearing really short shorts? Well, and when you sit down in really short shorts, that seam can get you.
Yes, it can.
So you better have.
Jeans really aren't that comfortable.
They're not. So I don't think these should be old school Levi jeans. I think you need to have some type of science in the fabric so that you can protect your package.
Or they can look like jeans. We'll figure it out. But it's
You'll
a brilliant
suffocate
idea.
your package if they're too tight and too short.
A message that just came in says, I do not want to see any delivery guy in short shorts. Well, then you better stop using UPS. Don't use UPS or FedEx.
Hire whoever you want, but not nice package because you know what you're getting with nice package.
Those guys are wearing 1970s basketball shorts. That's what they're wearing. I'm just going to take it a step further. We're going to go up a little bit more. It's going to be a great idea. It's going to be the only delivery service where you will be upset if you come home and the package has already been delivered because you want to see the driver walk up. I love this idea. Megan Eberhardt is the director of fun for the Cardinals. They got a big homestand coming up next week or this weekend. It feels like it's a weekend already. Next weekend or this weekend. What are
you talking
I don't know,
about?
dude. Megan Eberhardt is next on KMOX. Damn.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
From chili cook-offs to Friday night football, Belleville knows how to show up. And now, so does KMOX on 104.1 FM.
Cardinals get the win. They visit the New York Mets tonight. The Blues, they will play Saturday at 5 o'clock.
It's your news, your sports, your city. Loud and clear on the FM dial. 104.1 FM KMOX. The voice of Belleville. The voice of St. Louis.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. This is National Cancer Survivor Awareness Month, and we are joined by Dr. Lindsay Peterson.
And the program at Siteman Cancer Center is always evolving to address the needs of all of our patients. And so we want to know, what patients need, what we can do for them, and we want to make sure that we're providing those different resources for them.
Thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, go to siteman.wustl.edu.
1 in 4 people surveyed by Bankrate.com say they're literally losing sleep because of worries that they may have not saved enough to retire. If you're ready to get serious about planning for your financial future, you could start by listening to the All Financial Hour with host Steve All of the All Financial Group.
What are your wishes, hopes, and dreams? What's retirement look like for you? Because everybody, that picture is different. If you want assistance, we can also help you at that point.
Saturday mornings at 10 or Sunday evenings at 6, right here on KMOX.
Hey, it's Matt, your Leaf Filter Trusted Pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit where credit is due. Credit for deciding in the middle of rush hour traffic to go back and get their bachelor's and a promotion. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. And credit for serving in the military by day so they can study cybersecurity at night. For over 75 years, we've been helping students receive the credit they deserve. With more than 135 degrees and certificates, students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's, and graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. At UMGC, you'll find everything, online to hybrid courses, lifetime career services to scholarship opportunities, making your education journey flexible, fast, and affordable. Classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
An important message from SNL Coins. SNL Coins pays top dollar for your gold and silver coins, old currency, gold-filled jewelry, scrap gold and silver, silver plating, gold and silver bullion. Get a quote with a call to SNL at 544-3600. SNL Coins, 544-3600. Or visit SNL Coins at 9300 Gravois, just east of McKenzie. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 Saturday. Before you sell, call SNL 544-3600.
Hospital Sisters Health System isn't just in your community. We're part of it. Expert care and genuine support backed by a network that puts your health first. HSHS, connected to our community, committed to your health. Visit hshs.org/caring.
Cards manager Ollie Marble joins the Gas House Gang every Tuesday at noon. Sponsored by Siteman Cancer Center on the voice of the Cardinals. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
With the boys catching up in a neon light. Didn't know till we walked in, it was karaoke night.
Amy, the car delivery driver that we were talking about who texted into the show, he wanted to let us know that he's wearing shorts, but they are regular shorts. They are not tiny shorts.
Okay, well,
so the car hauler.
I think while you're talking about this, I think we should introduce our esteemed guest.
Yes.
And then since she is a marketing genius,
we have a question.
You need to
for
ask her about your business idea.
Megan Eberhardt, Director of Fun.
Director of Fun for the St. Louis Cardinals
promotions
Hi,
and
friends.
events. Hello, Megan. How are you? All right, let me
Great.
first start with my idea.
Yeah, since you are cream of the crop, top of the line, St. Louis Cardinals. No one does it better.
Yep.
So it is with great gravity and seriousness that we present this idea to you.
I'm so
Okay. So here's my idea.
Okay.
We were talking about UPS and FedEx and how those guys wear shorts when they deliver.
Okay.
So I think I want to start a delivery service, where the drivers wear really short short cutoffs.
Really short.
Jorts.
But really
Like
short.
Daisy Dukes.
Like take
Okay.
it up a notch.
Okay. What are they
Closer.
delivering?
Packages.
Oh.
And the service is called Nice Package.
You got something. You're on to something.
Are you saying it to be nice or do you mean it?
Well, I did ask to come on the show and talk about what I want to talk about, so I have to be nice.
All right. Fine.
But I think
sex sells.
It
does. Booty sells.
That's the Cardinals motto.
Okay. Let me think about it.
Why don't you have a shorts night
giveaway? It's
the
so funny
ballpark?
because I walked in here wearing shorts. Like I knew we were going to talk about shorts.
Yeah.
In my play clothes.
But is it all guy deliveries? Guy
Well,
delivery
no,
services?
it doesn't matter.
Oh, because I was like, it could be like the Hooters of.
No,
be
is
whatever
this
you
just
want.
like 6 months out of the season, the
Nope.
year? Okay, year round.
Year round, you
Sure.
have to
Yep.
wear shorts.
Mhm.
Real short jean shorts.
We can talk about leggings in the winter.
Okay, like sheer.
Yes.
Yes, so they look nude.
Okay.
Not the guys, the leggings.
Right. This also might just work in warmer climates. We'll see.
Well, okay, so we're planning for next year's promotional calendar, so we'll work
Oh my
shorts.
gosh. What if the Cardinals have a short
Could
shorts
you, have a,
night?
could you have a shorts night?
We've talked about it. Maybe like a theme night where you get to pick your size because shorts are wide range of sizes.
You should also have a pick your seat night. Although I guess every night is pick your seat night, isn't it? Because you can go on the website and get whatever ticket you want. Hey, can we talk about?
We'll come back later for other ideas.
Megan's like, we can never be on the show again.
That's it. No more of those guys.
Tell Mr. DeWitt we've got great ideas. Great
Oh,
ideas.
he knows.
Oh, I was hoping he didn't.
Yes. Let's talk about Friday night big concert
Tomorrow.
post game.
Yes.
I know it's already tomorrow.
I know. This is the date that we have had circled on our calendar since last October. We have been so excited about this post-game concert. So you guys were a little bit confused about how it's going to work when I
Well, he
walked
started
in.
the confusion.
Yeah, it was Not
when I
our
showed you a
fault.
picture
You
of the
showed us
build.
pictures of them building the stage in the parking lot,
Under
and we
the
thought,
overpass.
oh, so the show's outside
In
in
the
the parking lot.
In the player parking lot. Everybody, come on out. No, so we have to build it in pieces. It's 6 different sleds that are going to go out one by one with gators, or we're just going to hand push them out after the final out. And the stage is going to be set up behind second base in the grass. And then VIP ticket purchasers will get a wristband and they can go down into the infield dirt and enjoy the show. So it's about a 30-minute flip after final out. It's a lot of pushing. It's really cool. If you like Legos and like seeing things come together, it's a great thing to watch.
So here's what's different about this, because most concerts that happen at a ballpark, they keep you off the infield. You're
I
saying they
know.
can be on the infield during the show.
We are.
Wow.
Yes, I know. Great exceptions made for this post-game concert. So yeah, if you want to touch the infield dirt like so many people do, come on down. And we do have VIP tickets available. So just a handful are left. So if you want them, scoop them up as soon as you can.
What does the VIP mean? If
It
you buy
means
the
that you
VIP
get the wristband to come down. If
Okay.
you don't, you can still enjoy the show from your
Got
seat.
it. Okay.
And everyone's going to be asked to move a little bit closer in. And so it's going to be great. It's so much fun. It's about a 60-minute set once he starts playing.
Wow.
And it's going to be a really fun night. Now, the game is an hour earlier. Just make sure everyone knows it. Call all your friends that you know that has tickets to the game tomorrow. 6:15 game.
6:15 tomorrow.
Yes, 4:15 gates.
Okay. So it would have normally been 7:15, I
Yeah.
guess. All right. So 6:15, that's tomorrow. Cardinals.com for tickets. And you said those VIP infield dirt
Yeah.
tickets, there's only a few left?
Yes. Scoop them up.
Okay. Great.
Do that. Do it.
That is tomorrow. What else you got for us?
Oh, all kinds of fun goodies. So Saturday is a polo giveaway. I think we talked about a similar style last year. You liked it. So this is the golf polo. It's red.
Oh, it's a nice
has
polo.
It's
the City
insane.
Connect look. It has the rivers down the front.
It's insane. Like, it's a really, really good weight.
Yeah.
You know how there is
Breathable.
the I bought this weight, and then there's the I got this free weight.
Right.
This is the I bought this weight. This is a real shirt that you get at Golf Galaxy.
Well, you know what? I will say jerseys, like
Yeah.
the actual jerseys players wear now, they are so light
I
that they
know.
almost feel like I got this for free.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
they're
know
so
They're making the
lightweight.
materials so light so that it's better to play with.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
This is really nice.
we
really
also-
nice polo. I'm holding it on. If you're watching on the YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
you can see all the cool stuff we're holding up.
We have a mystery hat coming up. So this is our City Connect style. So one is a red hat with the Lou logo on it, and the other one is a navy hat with the Circle Fleur de Lis logo that's on the sleeve of the City Connect jersey. So it's a mystery. You don't know which one you get until you come through the gates.
And they're like perforated, good for summer hats. Looks
Yeah.
like
Yeah, definitely wear your sunscreen under it because it has the
the
holes.
holes.
Everyone's seen those photos on the internet. People
What
forgetting.
date is that?
It's later in July.
Okay. Okay. Later in July. But it's on the website, so you can go and see
Yes.
it. Cardinals.com.
Just to clarify, these are the gate
Yeah.
giveaways. It's insane.
Yeah.
These are really nice.
We
hats.
also have a fun Ozzie Smith bobblehead. We've done numerous Ozzie bobbleheads in the past, but this one he's actually flipping upside down. So he's in the upside down and his head
Have
still
you-
bobbles.
Have you never done an upside down bobblehead?
No.
Wow.
This is this is a first.
Wow. This is so cool. I've never seen an upside down bobblehead.
That is very cool. Ozzie Smith,
This is pretty sweet. Do you know whose idea it was to be upside down?
Megan Eberhardt. Was it
No.
yours?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was.
It was. Yeah.
Great job.
Was
with
it
that.
really your idea?
Yeah.
Can you imagine being Megan?
Megan?
Yeah.
Like
No,
you
I
come up
don't.
with an idea and then
I don't wish my brain on anyone.
This is why, but this is why you
This
want to
is
be
really cool.
watching on YouTube, Facebook, and
Yeah.
Twitter because
Yeah.
you can see Amy is holding up these items, and that is a really cool bobblehead.
Who remember when I got to be careful with this bobblehead? Who was the bobblehead with the shark?
Newt Bar, and you
Well,
broke that one.
I broke his head off before you left the studio.
Yeah, Amy broke Lars Newtbar's head.
Yes. So put that one down.
Rolled across the studio.
Well, and he's been struggling ever since because of you.
Like a voodoo doll.
Yeah,
It was-
the bobblehead curse is real.
He has not been struggling since I dropped him on his head.
No, it was, that's
That was
been
a couple
more
years ago, I think.
Yeah,
was.
that was a long time ago. He's been doing great, honestly, since I did that.
Another one that I'm really excited about later in July is a basketball retro warm-up.
I love that one.
Isn't it cool?
That is very cool.
So this is what the grown-ups will
Wow.
get, and then kids that day get at basketball.
That's awesome. Well, what is the kid's age according to Busch Stadium?
15 and under.
Okay.
Good question.
And you mentioned the neck fan, which is sitting right in front
Oh,
of
that
you.
one, yeah, we already gave away. It's just an
You
extra.
did?
I forgot to give it to
Oh.
you earlier.
Oh,
Well, how about this? Let's tell people
What about the
it
chain?
is.
You have a chain.
Oh, I have a chain. I was going to say, if we tell them about the neck fan and then they feel bad about it, we'll say, see that feeling you have right now?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do
You
that
did it
again. Buy these tickets. Go to the game.
Don't miss out.
Don't miss out. I'm wearing an incredible neck.
We call it the rally chain.
It says the Lou on it. It's the City Connect, the Lou logo, birds on bat with this really cool gold chain.
You know,
Subtle.
that would be
Subtle.
great for Mardi Gras next year.
Yeah.
Just wear it around. Don't give it to anybody. You keep it if you get
Oh
that.
yeah, this is a keeper.
But it's definitely heavy. It's high quality. For
I
sure.
know it really is. You can see it on the YouTube.
So all of this stuff, are these not all just for the next homestand? We're talking about the next
July.
month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next
Okay.
couple weeks. And then I mentioned the Cole Swindell post game show, but we have a second one in July. It's Florida.
Oh, really? Is it going to be the exact same, like infield tickets and all that
Same
stuff?
setup.
Oh, wow.
I think you're gonna have to come.
So
I'm
okay,
into that.
say I already have tickets to the game with Cole Swindell. You can buy the VIP ticket on
Yes,
top of the
you can
ticket that you
upgrade your
have.
ticket.
You can
Yeah.
upgrade your ticket. Okay.
Yeah.
Or you could,
So you
or
get
if
on
you
the
haven't
field.
bought tickets yet, do it all at once.
Yes.
Same with Florida.
Yeah.
VIP tickets, cardinals.com/what?
Post game.
Easy.
That's so easy.
Cardinals.com/postgame for the VIP tickets. But as Megan said, you better get on it quickly because there are not that many left.
And I know probably some people listening might go, "Oh, well, you're the Cardinal station. You have to act like you love all their stuff." Not true.
No.
I have pitched this to the Cardinals 1,000 times because the quality of the gate giveaways is insane. It is insane. The hats, the jerseys, the shirts, the golf shirts. It's so high quality that Megan and I, both very
Yes.
familiar with QVC. I've spent a lot of time watching In the Kitchen with David. And I was watching it last night. And I think we could do a real QVC show with all the Cardinals giveaways because people, the gate giveaways and the theme nights, people need to see this, but it's really high quality. That's why you're losing money. If I've said this is, I'm made to be the QVC
You
salesperson on this. You are losing money if you don't buy tickets to the game because that jersey or that shirt would cost you more.
It's such a good deal. You have to do it.
Yes,
It is. And if you order now in the next 30 minutes.
I love In the Kitchen with David, 314-436-7900 if you also like that show.
No. Our text line is only reserved for people who are working or not working
Megan's
today.
working.
I am. Yeah. But our office is closed.
See, I really do appreciate people who come in on their off day just so that they can help. A real team player is what you are.
Yes.
Megan, you know our
Workaholic is
Yeah.
also how
Well,
they phrase that.
there's that. Megan, you know our boss, Steve.
Yes, I love Steve.
Yes. He had to take a picture of someone else working and send it in.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're asking people, are
goes,
you working
"This
today or
guy's
not
working."
working? And he's like, well, here's a guy working. Like,
Oh, Steve.
what about rest of us are working?
I know.
I want to be out celebrating and
Yeah.
enjoying Juneteenth, and I can't because Steve
Oh,
made us come in.
Steve.
Yeah.
Well, when you guys get off the air, come down to the ballpark and help us build the stage.
I can't do that. I'm in the process of moving. I
Does
need to
this
pack.
look like a guy who's done a lot of manual labor in his life?
I actually used to work on a ball field, you know. It was
I
put-
thought you
Mowing
were
the lawn?
we would do all of it, like,
Oh.
getting the fields ready for play.
What level?
Oh, children. But
T-ball.
we had to do like 12 diamonds. That's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And then I would umpire the games later.
He would.
I was very tired.
But you do need to check out all the swag we're wearing because if you wonder what happens when Megan leaves or when we go off the air, Ranj and I fight over the
Yeah.
stuff that we want to keep.
Yep. I am going to push Amy to the ground, and I'm taking all of it. Megan Everhart, what else do you want people to know?
It's just going to be a great weekend at the ballpark.
Yeah.
Come on down and enjoy summer in St. Louis with us.
Cole Swindell tomorrow night,
Yep.
post-game concert, VIP tickets available to be on the infield dirt to
Yeah.
watch.
That's
Again,
pretty cool.
It's going to be
again,
cool.
Yeah.
Just to reiterate, they usually, and that's not just the Cardinals, if there's a post-game concert or a concert on the field
Yeah.
ever anywhere, they never let you on the dirt,
I
on the
know.
infield. So the fact you get to stand on the infield dirt is really cool if you get the VIP ticket.
Yes.
So
And don't forget
Cardinals.com,
that the game starts an hour earlier.
6:15,
6:15.
first pitch tomorrow to accommodate the show.
Yeah.
Cardinals.com/postgame to get those tickets.
See you there.
Thanks, Megan.
Thank you.
Megan Everhart, the director of fun
Director of Fun.
for the St. Louis
The
Cardinals.
ideas woman.
104.1 FM, KMOX.
Singing hits Carolina, tells California, maybe she'd fall for a boy from South Georgia.
Because we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see lots of lawyers' ads. Most seem to be bragging on results, but are they true or misleading? For example, in some cases, a firm may try a case even though the at-fault party has no lawyer, then brag in the ad about their results. My son Matt got one for nearly $50 million, but we never collected one dime. Some lawyers may say they got a result even though they were sitting second chair at a firm like mine, and even though they had little to do with it. Happens all the time. All that glitters is not gold. At Morgan & Morgan, our results are real. Visit forthepeople.com and go to settlements and verdicts to see for yourself what your case may be worth before you hire a law firm. Do your homework. Fact check. It's easy and too important not to. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
On the Chris and Amy Show, we're launching 100 Acts of Kindness because apparently honking less in traffic doesn't count as charity.
We're teaming up with Jerry Kelly Heating and Cooling to prove kindness doesn't have to cost a dime.
Hold the door, say thank you, help your neighbor take out their trash without throwing yours in first.
No grand gesture required, just small, simple acts of human decency. We believe in you.
Join us and share your stories with hashtag 100KindActs.
Kindness, it's like a group hug without the awkwardness.
Is thinning hair or receding hairline making you self-conscious? Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
One of the best ways to find out about 3-Day Kitchen and Bath is actually to hear the results for yourself. On the phone with us is Wendy in Darwin. Wendy, you got a brand new bathroom.
I do, and it's beautiful.
Are you loving it?
I am absolutely loving it.
Okay, tell me about your bathroom.
It went from a dark room that felt like an absolute cave when I walked into it to a bright, airy, opened the space up. I mean, I don't know what else. It's just absolutely wonderful.
She's almost speechless. So, Darwin, tell me about all the man stuff. How did it work? The quality, the convenience, how did they do?
Excellent. We contacted 3-Day Bath, and they got back to us the next day. The communication was excellent. They were on time in all their promises, and it's beautiful. It's a great bathroom.
Would you do it again?
Oh, absolutely.
For more about your new kitchen or bath, visit 3daykitchen.com.
3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
There is a very good reason why Chesterfield Fence and Deck is the sign you have the very best. That's a tagline, but it's also the truth. This is Debbie Monterey. And just a quick story. There's a fence that I walk past almost every day. It's about half the age of my Chesterfield Fence and Deck fence. And it has been deteriorating rapidly. They are having a new fence installed this week because it did not last. That's where Chesterfield Fence and Deck offers you such a great value for your money because it is always the best materials installed by professionally trained experts who are on staff at Chesterfield Fence and Deck and know what they're doing. So if you're going to spend the money on a deck, a patio, a pergola, a sunroom, a screen room, a fence, a gate, whatever it is, know that Chesterfield Fence and Deck is the sign you have the very best. If you mention me, Debbie Monterey, they'll take 20% off your next outdoor project. ChesterfieldFence.com.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Markscores, because life is too short for boring radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Harambe has texted back in to let us know he is still working.
Wow.
He was working.
That was like 15 minutes ago.
I know this guy's been working for an hour and a half and he wants us to be happy for him. Here's an update. Guys, I'm still working. Also, the dirt hauler who's hauling the dirt
for the rodeo
coming up at Chaffetz Arena, which we still don't have any details on. Teamster dirt hauler. He's wearing, he wants us to know what are you wearing? He is wearing long pants, safety neon green shirt, and steel-toed boots. And you never get out of the truck unless you're going in for fast food.
That feels appropriate. That feels like an appropriate.
He's just driving the truck and then sitting in the truck while other people get the dirt out of it?
Well, maybe it elevates. It dumps it out. Haven't you ever seen a dump truck before?
Yeah. So then, but he's not responsible for shoveling the dirt?
No. It's like if you order something like from Amazon, like a coffee maker, the Amazon guy doesn't put the coffee maker together on your counter for you.
I got to tell you, I love the Teamsters. I love my union people. Sounds like this guy is just coasting.
No. Hey, text back in.
He's sitting in his truck right now.
You're going to get killed.
He's sitting? No, those days are over. The Teamsters.
What do you mean he's sitting in? He's the delivery man. Why would UPS put together your, I don't know, whatever it is people buy, your TV or your coat rack? Why would they put a coat rack together for you?
Well, okay, so you drive the truck, right?
Yeah.
That's part one. Isn't part two shoveling the dirt?
No, he dumped it. It's your problem now.
So what he's doing.
That's what it should say at the bottom of the dump truck. So it's filled with dirt. You dump the dirt. And so just the bare bottom of the dump truck is exposed. And it just says, it's your problem now.
Wow.
That's what I would do.
Wow.
You bought the dirt.
That just seems like a pretty easy job, if you ask me. He's leaning out the window, probably looking at the guys in the back like, hey, hurry it up back there. I got places to go.
Yeah, it's not a hard job like this.
This one is impossible.
This job is not a job.
Here's a message from Ricky in South City. Ricky is working all day, delivering gasoline and diesel.
You know what I think? I think people are listening. People are listening to us in their vehicles. This is a vehicular forward show. We should be talking about vehicles more.
We really should.
Okay, how about this?
Now, wait.
Yeah.
Let me say this first about Ricky. South City Ricky.
Yeah.
I need you to promise me that while you are driving these bombs around the city, you're not texting at the same time.
He's not.
This man is driving gasoline and diesel. He's driving fuel, and he's eyes on the road, eyes on the phone.
I trust South City,
He
Ricky.
better not be. I'm telling you, he better be pulling over to talk to us.
Hey, guys, now we need to know. I know we said, tell us your name and if you're working today, 314-436-7900. And now I think we need to divide the listeners into drivers of vehicles and non-driving workers. Right now, Harambe, I don't believe is a driver.
I don't know what he's doing. He says he's production.
Oh, he's production.
Production of
maybe
what?
Maybe he's a movie producer.
Yeah, okay. Harambe, the movie producer. There's no way.
Yeah. Well, I do think, thank you to everyone for texting. Thank you. You know what? I think people who drive things, no days off for them. They're always working.
That's right. Kind of like us.
Well,
I mean, this job is equally as difficult. Ricky has texted back in to assure us that he is pulled over, getting ready to load again. So good. Yeah.
Thank you, Ricky. I knew I believed in Ricky. What's the name of the dirt dumper?
He didn't give us.
Okay.
He's a Teamster though.
See,
we're just going to call him Hoffa. So Hoffa is driving around dumping out dirt.
I'm on the Teamster side. He shouldn't have to shovel.
Too.
He's a deliverer, not a shoveler.
I am too. Southside Randy says he's working today, drives every day, and listens to this show every day.
Thank you, Southside Randy.
I appreciate that, Southside Randy.
I love our listeners.
314-436-7900. Check in with us, won't you? Also, Odyssey app, voice messages. You can leave them there on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, it's Matt, your Leaf Filter Trusted Pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
This is Tom Ackerman. This baseball season, take a swing at making entries on Underdog. Underdog is a leading place to make all of your sports selections, and you can now play in the state of Missouri. Underdog is one of the fastest growing sports game apps, millions of fans winning billions, and you should be next, especially with your baseball knowledge. All you have to do is download the app Underdog and choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats. That's it. And you can play with as little as $1 and win up to 1,000 times your money. $1 could turn into $1,000. Just download Underdog and use promo code TOM to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. That's promo code TOM. Must be 18 plus and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See underdogfantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 11 o'clock. It is mostly sunny and 78 degrees downtown. I'm Debbie Monterey. Israel and Iran continue to trade fire after Israel began the war late last week, with Iran saying more than 200 civilians have been killed by Israel so far. Israel saying at least 24 on its side have been killed by Iran's retaliatory strikes. President Trump, meanwhile, has raised the possibility of the U.S. joining the Israeli strikes, with lawmakers from both parties and chambers moving to block him from doing so without congressional approval. Reacting to the conflict, this San Francisco resident says,
I just think it's two unpredictable regimes fighting in the Middle East, and it's their war. It's not our war.
Republican Congressman Thomas Massie of Kentucky seconded that, saying this is not our war. He introduced a measure under the 1973 War Powers Resolution to block U.S. strikes. He says even if it were, Congress must decide such matters according to our Constitution. A new exhibit honoring the Tuskegee Airmen is now open at Soldiers Memorial Military Museum.
I spoke with Lieutenant Colonel Henderson Smith, who tells the story of his teacher, who was a Tuskegee Airman, who inspired him to join the military. He says his teacher faced discrimination when first joining himself just for trying to become an instructor.
Yeah, but we don't think it'll be appropriate for black flight instructor who had 1,000 hours can teach white. First of all, we don't think you can do it. Besides, that wouldn't go over it.
The street outside of the Soldiers Memorial will also be renamed Tuskegee Airmen Way. In downtown St. Louis, Sean Malone, KMOX News.
This is Stuart McMillan. I found a proud American named Tim wearing an American flag shirt, an American flag bucket hat, And in his left hand, you guessed it, an American flag. He was standing solemnly next to the Freedom Suits Monument outside the Civic Courts building downtown St. Louis, a monument dedicated on Juneteenth, 2022, honoring the black plaintiffs who fought for their freedom in the 1800s. I asked him what was on his mind.
All I know is when I look at that statue, I feel love from, I feel the love there.
Love for the people.
Love from you, too.
Missouri's healthcare system ranks near the bottom, according to a report published by the Commonwealth Fund. It finds that 21% of nursing home residents are given antipsychotic drugs, one of the highest rates in the nation. There's a link between low nursing home staff levels and the high rate of antipsychotics given to residents, and Missouri nursing home staffing levels are among the worst in the country. Last year, Missouri was found by the Department of Justice to be in violation of federal disability laws for institutionalizing adults with mental illness in nursing homes. The state is still working with the DOJ on a settlement. Just a reminder that because of the rain out yesterday, we have a doubleheader for you today. Pregame starts at 12:15, first pitch 1:10. The second Cardinals game will start about 45 minutes after the first game ends.
This afternoon will be very warm with sunshine and a few clouds, high 87, clear tonight, low 70. Tomorrow, more sun and clouds, becoming breezy, hot and humid for the afternoon with a high of 94. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It is 78 degrees with mostly sunny skies at 11:04. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Chris and Amy now. The Dave Glover Show at 1 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
I want Gabe Gore voted out.
Whoa!
The circuit attorney for St. Louis. I want him gone.
You take it back.
I want him out.
You better explain yourself, because I will jump over this studio desk and pummel you. Because I am a fan of Gabe Gore.
I love Gabe Gore until I got another jury duty summons.
Because he's doing his job.
He's doing his job, and nobody lives in the city. So now I have to go to jury duty every 2 years. I did my duty 2 years ago, and there is a 2-year period where they cannot. Well, I didn't have. I went in. You go in, you do the thing, don't get selected, whatever. So that's what happened. I didn't get selected. In fact, I think they didn't select anybody. But so
I mean, they didn't select anybody.
Well, because you call the number and they tell you if you're needed or not, right? So I did that. They don't need you. I guess that happens sometimes. So, but then they tell you have fulfilled your duty, your civic duty for 2 years. It will be my next jury summons date will be 2 years and 3 days after the last one.
They knew you
were
up.
So they barely waited 2 years.
That's because
they're asking me again.
They're prosecuting some people. They're working down in the city.
This is obnoxious.
So you liked Kim Gardner because she didn't prosecute anybody. So if they're not prosecuting people, then there are no trials. And if there are no trials, you don't need juries.
That's right. Bring back Kim Gardner.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to do jury duty. Because what if
BBKG?
Bring back Kim
Gardner.
KG. Yes. BBKG. That's right. Because I would like to not have to go in next month.
That's terrible.
I mean, come on, man. I don't want to do it. I know it's my civic duty and you have to. And when you're, you've got to.
It's good for
when
you.
They call on you. I just don't feel like doing it.
Listen, they're like, look at this guy. He lives in the city. He's got no wife, no kids. He barely works.
Damn, man.
This guy is available.
Do you think Gabe Gore can get me out of it?
I think Gabe Gore is going to say, put him on the 1-year rotation. This guy's got nothing else to do.
That would be against the law.
Is it?
Well, if they say 2 years, they can't tell you, I'm sorry, it's actually 1 year.
What if they say, you know how when you get drafted, like back in the day when men had to sign up for the draft and it's like, well, if you're this age or if your wife is pregnant, like you weren't going to get drafted. I think it should be the opposite for jury duty, where everyone serves every 2 years unless you have no wife, no kids, and you barely work. Then you get to do every year.
I need either Gabe Gore to step down.
Oh my God.
And I need the next circuit attorney for the city of St. Louis to also be taking nursing classes at the same time so that I don't have to go back to jury duty.
I know who you need to call.
Who?
You know.
I don't.
Your favorite guy in the city of St. Louis.
Sheriff Montgomery.
Yes.
He can't get me out of it.
He might be able to. He does whatever he wants, it seems. He buys
That's true.
SUVs. He buys golf carts. He buys new badges.
And that new SUV that he purchased for how much? 50,000?
52, 54.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. We have a game.
We have a game that we were going to play with Sean Malone, but he's not in right now. I know he's on.
He gave
he's on
the
assignment.
number.
He didn't give it.
He was supposed to give the number to James or Kyle.
Did he give you the number, James? He did not. Okay.
Do you have his? Can you text him? So basically, we wanted to know.
Let's wait for Sean to be in here to do this.
To set it up?
Yeah, to
you
do
don't
the
want
whole
people
thing.
to guess?
No. Well, yeah, but we'll do it a different day when Sean Malone is available. But this is why, because he purchased this brand new Tahoe. Wasn't it a Tahoe?
Mm-hmm.
And for $50,000. And what I wanted to know is, well, how bad was the old one that was purchased less than 10 years ago?
Because remember, his main job is to drive across the street.
So
He
what
could just park.
what I wanted to know was how many miles were on the last SUV that he has
Yeah.
replaced? Did it need to be replaced when there is a budget problem? The sheriff's department allegedly, according to all these reports, and the alder people are upset about it, that they're burning through money they don't have.
Who's approving this? Because the sheriff, are you telling me the sheriff has the unilateral power to purchase a $55,000 SUV and tens of thousands of dollars worth of golf carts and $28,000 worth of new badges? And everyone is shocked that he's making these purchases. Who is overseeing this? Certainly
maybe-
it's not executive fiat where he just, I can buy all the stuff.
Maybe he's supposed to be going through somebody else, but he's just not doing it. I don't know.
Well, who I can tell you, my guess is he is doing it on his own and he doesn't have someone else. Otherwise, the sign above his door wouldn't say Repsect instead of respect.
I'll tell you something.
REPSECT, Repsect.
It's awesome. I love everything about this sheriff. And I know that he didn't personally install that sign above the door, but misspelling respect it is a perfect mistake.
Is it honor, integrity, Repsect?
Something
What are
like
the other
that.
two words? There's something like
it's
that.
his motto, though. He wanted the motto up there.
Yeah.
And they misspelled respect. Dude, I love it so much. Thank you. Thank you, Sheriff Montgomery. Please get me out of jury duty. Text into the show if you are working or not working today.
We want to know.
This texter wants to know where Major Garrett was and why not on at 10:30. Well, because he's not working
He's not
today.
working today.
At least not with us. So
And I don't think he's delivering anything.
this is Terry texting in from Fenton.
Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse.
Back up, Terry. Terry.
Oh, Terry.
Terry, it's almost time for that, too. Terry from Fenton says that he is working today delivering teeth.
Wait, Terry.
I need to know more about that.
You can't say that without any context.
What kind of teeth? Human teeth?
Yeah.
Like, are they dentures?
Teeth, Terry?
Are they like tooth implants?
Terry, are you really delivering teeth?
Are they artifacts? It could be archaeologists.
I just think it's
dug
amazing.
up dinosaur teeth.
I think it's amazing that every single one of our listeners is on the move right now.
I know.
They're all driving.
And we're getting all the union people because here's Pipe Fitter Dave texting in.
Hot dog,
who
Pipe
is
Fitter Dave.
Fixing ACs, driving from job to job, wearing pants, going commando. So
Pipe Fitter Dave.
if Pipe Fitter Dave comes into your house today, just know he's got no underwear on. The only thing between him and you is a thin
piece
layer of
chinos.
jeans. Oh, yes.
Did he say jeans or pants?
He says pants.
I bet
But
they're
a pipe fitter's wearing jeans.
I think pipe fitters wear pants.
Do they?
Like painters pants.
Cargo pants.
Cargo
Yeah,
pants.
Very good point.
Or chinos.
Another message says, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Come on, Ranj. Quit complaining and do your duty. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I just don't want to
This
do.
guy is a walking hypocrite. Well, most hypocrites are walking, I guess.
Well,
a walking contradiction.
another texter from a 618 is delivering drugs and dry ice.
Okay.
All right.
Are you with the teeth delivering Terry?
I don't know,
This
man.
is so interesting. Thank you for texting in. Keep them coming. 314-436-7900. Are you working or not working? So here's what I've learned. Anybody delivering anything is not off today.
No, this is a big delivery day. In fact, I think I'm expecting a package. Hopefully.
Not from the Postal Service,
No, not from the Postal Service.
because they're
FedEx.
off. That's a government holiday.
Yeah. And the person who said I should just quit complaining and do my duty
Yeah.
says they are working from Fenton from home today, but used to deliver for Amazon.
Wow.
And what kind of shorts did you wear as a delivery driver? Should I remind everybody, if you've just tuned into the show, my great idea, so don't steal it.
Don't steal it.
Do not steal
Well,
my
we have
idea.
John on the YouTube who he'll be a witness that you thought of it
Yeah,
first.
that's right. John heard me say it at the
Yeah.
top of the show that I have, because all these delivery drivers are always
Mhm.
wearing really short shorts, that I want to take it a little, I want to go up a little higher.
Yeah.
So I want a delivery service. I'm going to start this where the drivers are wearing jean cutoffs
Mhm.
and they're really short.
Yeah.
And the service will be called Nice Package.
Nice package. And
So
then your
do
slogan,
not-
your slogan could be raising the standard and the hemline.
We'll work on that. We're going to work on that.
It sounds a little bit more like a skirt when you say hemline.
So the car hauler who had texted in earlier
Yeah.
driving his truck.
Because he's driving a truck full of cars.
Yes, he is from St. Louis, but he's listening from South Carolina on the Odyssey app.
What?
Yep. And so he can leave a voice message if he wants. But he wants all of us, he wants, here's what he says. Please let the listeners know I smell bad.
Well, is that from your pants or
This is from Brad. This is from
Brad
Brad, the
in-
truck driver.
in Carolina?
Yeah. So he went to the truck stop to shower last night,
Yeah.
but they were out of order. So
Oh,
he didn't
that
get
is
the
the
shower.
worst.
And he is a non-union owner operator. So good for Brad.
Wow. So do you think so? Like this is what they do?
No.
Shower number 9 is available. That's what they do.
That's exactly what they do.
Yeah.
So have I told you this?
That you've always wanted to shower with the
Yeah.
truckers.
No, well, I want to do a truck stop shower just once and see what it's like.
How much does it cost?
It can't cost
A
that
couple
much.
dollars, probably.
It can't be more than a couple bucks.
I don't know. Inflation. It could be $7. Honestly, I could see it being $7.
I would
That
also
seems
like,
high.
if you're a truck driver, how often do you shower? Do you get a daily one in? Or is it every couple of days? I'd like to know. Let us know if you're a truck driver, how often do you shower if
Some
you're on the
people
road?
they have like really nice cabs.
Yeah,
like,
you
like
sleep in the cab?
beds
Oh,
and
yeah.
a little kitchen.
Yeah, they'll have they can have a little Xbox or a
Yeah.
and a TV back there. They can do all kinds of cool stuff.
What if Terry has an 18-wheeler full of teeth?
Are they human teeth?
That's a lot of teeth.
So the delivery drivers are telling
Yeah,
us,
yeah.
at least one of the people. This is from the person working from Fenton.
Mhm.
Says he's wearing cargo shorts. You're not delivering anything.
That's true.
You're not delivering anything.
John on the YouTube, since we brought him up about nice package, not his nice package, but your nice package idea. And John said, I'm here to testify. So we've got a witness.
Another texter says it is $15 for a shower. That is
Oh my gosh,
way
'cause
too
I thought-
expensive. That's Ricky from South City's letting us know that it is a $15 truck stop
That's
shower.
way too expensive because I was guessing 7 because I thought it could be expensive and 7 seemed really high. You can belong to Planet Fitness for $15 a month.
I'm telling you right now, I am stunned by the amount of people who are now texting in to tell us how much a truck stop shower costs. We have so many people.
How much?
who
What are they
know.
all saying?
$12, $15, $17. We have all kinds of submissions. So it is not a couple of bucks. That's a
Wow.
pricey shower.
I would not shower often. If you couldn't shower every day, Ranch, if you are a long haul trucker and you're showering every day, that is a huge chunk out of your paycheck.
Man, I am stunned by that. But one person says that if you fill up at least 50 to 75 gallons, you get a free shower.
Okay.
Free shower with the purchase of fuel. Okay.
You know what? You can buy body wipes. I would buy body wipes. they're like witch hazel and a little alcohol, and you can just kind of like wipe off and feel refreshed.
Yeah, you would have to.
For less than $15 a shower would not allow. I couldn't shower every day at $15 a shower.
That's
I couldn't
way
do that
too much.
not being a truck driver.
That is way too much.
Imagine in your apartment you had to do that now. You wouldn't shower every day. You'd see how long you could go just to save money.
John from St. Charles says he's wearing shorts, working in the printing business, but happy hour starts at 3. So we're glad to.
I'm glad he's in shorts.
We're glad to. We're glad to take you up till that.
314-436-7900. Tell us what you're wearing.
Please do. Text the show 314-436-7900, as she said. And also Odyssey app, you can leave us a voice message directly on that app. What a great day it's been.
You know when it's bad, when it's bad to wear shorts? When there are mosquitoes everywhere. And you're like, oh my gosh. And just like you're sitting at a party outside and slapping your legs because you're getting eaten alive by the mosquitoes. Here's what you need to do. Visit Rottler.com. Rottler.com. Rottler will locate and treat mosquito breeding sites with a product that they have that is specifically formulated to control mosquito larvae for weeks at a time around your home. That's going to significantly reduce the mosquito population around your home. And there is quite a population this year with all of the rain that we've had, all this water pooling up. It could be under your deck, wherever it is around your home. And not only does it ruin a party or ruin your barbecue or sitting outside, it also can transmit diseases. We know mosquitoes, we know fleas and ticks can all potentially transmit dangerous diseases to you and your pets. And I bring up fleas and ticks because Rottler protects against fleas and ticks too. Also, quick note, if you are dealing with moles in your yard, Rottler can deal with that. They really do protect your whole home and your yard. Visit them today, Rottler.com, Rottler.com.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
We asked parents to share their journey of adopting teens.
They changed who I am because I can't see life without them in it.
Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Protect your liver and give it the support that it deserves by making Active Liver from New Nordic part of your daily wellness routine. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Summer's coolest mattress deals are going on now at Ashley's Stars and Stripes sale. This summer, save up to $1,000 on select mattresses and say goodbye to hot sleep and save up to $500 on the best-selling Tempur-Breeze collection. Plus, feel the freedom to snooze now and pay later with 0% interest until 2030 on in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. Better sleep starts at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX. Sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station. KMOX is everywhere. 11:20 a.m. Streaming live on the Odyssey app and now at 104.1 FM.
Ranji, this is what it is. He's a truck driver. That's what he gets paid to do. He dumps the dirt, and then the laborers go in and move the dirt around. Two totally separate things, man. You know, you're wrong on this one. Amy's right about this.
Well, it's about time.
Obviously.
So, just telling you. He drives the truck, dumps the dirt, the laborers put it in place.
We got it, Tim. We got it, Tim from St. Louis.
It's so simple.
Thank
Why
you,
did you
Tim.
not understand this, Ron? Like,
Thank you,
I
Tim.
think he's being lazy. No,
Tim.
he is a driver.
I didn't
He's
say-
a driver. He's not a shoveler. He's not a landscaper or a dirt pourer or, I mean, all these other different jobs.
All right, well, hold on. Thank you, Tim from St. Louis. Thank you for checking into the show.
It's
on the
offensive.
Odyssey app. Use the Odyssey app and leave us a voice message like Tim did. No, a delivery driver. We've been talking about delivery drivers all day. They don't show up and then somebody else brings the package out of the truck. They get the package out of the truck.
But that's what the dirt guy is doing. He lifts up his trunk, the truck dumper, and he dumps out the dirt. Now it is your problem. It's a different job has to step in now. This is so simple. I don't even know how you call yourself a union man and you don't understand
I love
this.
unions.
You don't. No, you don't.
Big union guy.
You don't. You're not a union guy.
I
If
am.
you don't understand how the driver delivers the dirt and someone else does the other totally different job. I think you're a fake.
Oh, get serious. You're fake. We have a texter who says Amy talks about going to a lot of parties. Do all of her friends have outdoor paradises in their backyards? Yes, they do, actually. Amy only knows rich people.
No.
She doesn't know any middle class
Oh my gosh.
salt of the earth
Yeah.
people like you and me. She
Who
doesn't know.
definitely don't have yards. No.
I have no yard.
Guess where the mosquitoes are bad? I went to, again, a lot of parties, know a lot of people. We hung out in a backyard in Soulard, and the mosquitoes are huge. Like
See?
dinosaur
See?
mosquitoes.
Another backyard. You know, another person
Yeah.
with a backyard.
Yeah.
Just what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Brian in O'Fallon is not working today, but does want to know how much lot lizards are now.
Okay, we had to Google that.
It has come to my attention that lot lizards are the prostitutes at the truck stops.
Okay.
Not a very nice term for the prostitutes.
Well, I've never heard of it, so it could be a really bad term that you just said on the air.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine. He also says, nice package, referring to my business that I want to start.
Uh-huh.
Nice package. We deliver on time, every time, 60% of the time. It's not bad. I will go with that. Terry from Fenton checking back in, wants to quit.
Oh.
What? You okay?
I just thought of a slogan for a nice package, but I don't think I want to say it on air.
No, you have to now. You can't do that.
I'll text it to you.
Okay. All right. You text it to me and I'll decide if I can read it or not. But Terry has checked back in from Fenton, says he will quit his job delivering teeth, now delivers body wipes to truck stops.
Oh, that's a good idea. All right. I
Yes.
just texted you.
Okay.
I told Matt, our producer, who was also on that thread.
All right. I will take a look at it. You didn't send me anything. All right. Never
I
mind.
sent it to.
I don't know. I don't have anything from you.
No, I just sent a really suggestive slogan to somebody.
Who did you send it to?
It's you and Matt.
Okay.
Okay. Whoa, I got really nervous.
Oh, you can say that, Amy.
Say it all together. Nice
Okay,
package.
just before I read
Yeah.
this, I want to tell everybody about the time, and this is before I started, that Amy was like, oh, can I say crap on the air? Is it okay to say crap?
Oh, I thought I was going to get fired.
For saying crap?
Yeah.
You are
That's
a child.
That's a Christian cuss word.
You're a child. All right. So for Nice Package, my delivery service, where all the delivery drivers wear really short shorts that are cut off jeans shorts. Okay. Amy's
No, it's not mine.
Amy's slogan for my new business is let us handle your package. And that's perfect. That's perfect. Well done, Amy. Yeah. Kyle likes it. James likes it. Great job, Amy.
I didn't think of it. I did think of it, but I didn't say it. You're the one that said it. I thought of it. I thought that's bad. I'm not going to say it.
More. A texter is checking in on lot lizards, and they say lot lizards are scarce these days, and they're totally gross.
You know what? I'm glad no one's in the office today.
Another message.
I'm glad our boss isn't here.
Oh,
I'm
who
glad
cares?
that this is just going into the ether.
Who cares what he thinks? No, this is all being recorded, and it will be on the Odyssey app later. Download the Odyssey app and listen to all the podcasts of the shows every single day. Another texter says the new term is a parking lot hostess. I think that's nice.
Do they spell it HOESTSS?
I have no idea. Amy Marks Kors, Chris Ranji. We are. What did this day turn into?
You know what? Sorry. The slogan, let us handle your package that I sent accidentally to Matt.
Yeah.
He just texted back, that's a hard one to ignore.
Yep. Because you told him to ignore the text. Poor guy's on vacation.
Can you imagine with no context getting that text?
All right.
I don't know. You know what? Steve's not here. This is not our fault. This is not our fault.
Amy Marks Kors, Chris Ranji. This is 104.1 FM KMOX. When we come back, a new exhibit at the Soldiers Memorial honoring the Tuskegee Airmen of St. Louis. Really cool stuff. Mark Sunlove is the director of the Soldiers Memorial. Joins us next on KMOX.
In Kirkwood, mornings start early, and so does the news. From downtown shops to the farmer's market, KMOX is on.
Congratulations, Debbie in Kirkwood. Debbie from Kirkwood has won tickets to see the Battlehawks play.
Oh, she's going to have a good time.
Oh, she's going to have the best time.
Now on 104.1 FM, KMOX is clearer than ever. Same great stories, same trusted voices, just easier to catch. 104.1 FM, KMOX, the voice of Kirkwood, the voice of St. Louis.
Get this, 42% of baby boomers don't even know how much money they have in their nest egg. If you're not sure where you stand in terms of getting ready for retirement, you should be listening to the All Financial Hour with Steve All.
Let's sit down and talk about your questions, because I think that's the most important thing that it is out there. It's what questions do you have?
Saturday mornings at 10 or Sunday evenings at 6, right here on KMOX.
Hi, my name is Christina Straight, the owner of Straight Realty, and I'm asking you, what do you want in a realtor? Do you want experience? I've been a broker for over 21 years. Do you want to know how much I've sold? I've sold over $500 million, yes, $1 billion with a B, in sales. Do you want value? I now list properties for only 2%. So if you're looking for all these things and want the best, then call me 314-441-4444. Why pay more than 2? You can also listen to my podcast on my website, straightrealty.com.
Commissions are not regulated and negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat slopes and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Cards manager Ollie Marble joins the Gas House Gang every Tuesday at noon. Sponsored by Siteman Cancer Center on the voice of the Cardinals. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Chris and Amy on 104.1 FM KMOX, and we are glad to have you with us today. Before we get to our next guest, we want to give away tickets to you. We have a pair of tickets for the Outlaw Festival at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, June 28th.
AKA Riverport.
AKA Riverport.
Yep.
And if you are caller number 6 to the contest line at 955-1120, 314-955-1120, caller number 6 will win those tickets. Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, Nathaniel Ratliff, June 28th. So good luck to you. We will have one more pair of tickets to give away tomorrow. We are joined now by the director of Soldiers Memorial, Mark Sunlove, who is in studio with us today. Mark, good to see you.
Hey, good to be back. Thanks for having me. I appreciate being here.
Special day at the memorial today. We saw people filing in. We can see the memorial right across the street here from the window. And the special day honoring Tuskegee Airmen of St. Louis, a new exhibit opening today.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just closed the Ghost Army exhibit, which was great.
That was very cool, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
But time for a new story at Soldiers Memorial, and that is the Tuskegee Airmen, America's Freedom Flyer. So it opened today, and it will be open until November 2nd. So a little bit of time to come down and see that.
That's awesome. And just as a reminder for people who maybe haven't been to the Soldiers Memorial in a while, this exhibit honoring the Tuskegee Airmen, is this free and you can make donations, but you don't have to buy tickets or anything?
Yeah. We're at the museum's always free.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday through Sunday, 10 to 5 p.m. Absolutely free. Certainly, like you said, though, we always welcome donations because we're a nonprofit, so we need the support that we can get.
Tell us more about this particular exhibit.
Yeah. So I think, like what we do is we tell St. Louis stories at Soldiers Memorial. So like many of the exhibits, a good part of the exhibit tells the national story, about one half of the exhibit. And then on the other half, it really dives into the St. Louis story. Over 90 individuals served in the Tuskegee Airmen unit during World War II. And so and a lot of their families are still right here in St. Louis. So we kind of do a little deeper dive on some of those individuals and share their stories.
With I know the Greatest Generation and the World War II veterans. My grandpa was a World War II veteran and went to the Soldiers Memorial with him. And it was so meaningful and so personal to him. And I think for so many of our veterans to feel remembered and that what they went through, the sacrifices they made, that's not forgotten and not taken for granted. And kind of went on a tangent there, but we are losing that generation as they get older. With the Tuskegee Airmen, do we know how many Tuskegee Airmen are still with us?
I don't think we have a firm number on that. There are over 15,000 in the unit, about 1,000 pilots, which is a very Air Force thing, right? The number of pilots is always very small. The number of support personnel that make those planes fly is very large. So it's actually, you'll hear sometimes 1,000 Tuskegee Airmen. When you hear that number, it's the pilots. But the 15,000 number is all of the individuals, men and women, white and black, who served to support that unit. So it's a large number. So we don't have a fair accurate number, I don't think, but like you said, we're losing them exponentially. We more and more every year, and it's an incredible generation with incredible lessons to learn. Yeah.
I know one just passed recently in Florida, and that's believed to be one of the last remaining, and there might be one of the actual pilots left. I guess there's nobody really knows for sure just how many are remaining.
And it's funny when you talk to you do have the pilots, and then you talk to other folks who served in the unit who don't really either recognize or know that they were part of that unit. They were just doing their work, right? They're just doing their job. So yeah, it's hard to tell, but in that exhibit, sharing those deeper stories about some of the St. Louisans is, a number of the families were there this today. Members of the Carper family and members of the Lynch family were at Soldiers Memorial, both members of that unit. And it's really a remarkable unit. They were fighting. They had two fights. The first one was the civil rights, the discrimination, the racism, just to get into the service, to serve, right? I mean, it was monumental. They were almost no black pilots at the start of World War II. So enforced restriction against black pilots in the service at the time. So when they developed the Tuskegee Airmen, it was like, all right, we can develop this unit. It has to be strictly segregated, so on and so forth. So these guys were not only learning to fly, learning to be in war, learning to fight the enemy, but then they're also fighting this fight at home, just fighting for the right to fight, right?
Which is something like it's so hard to comprehend. And like you said, facing discrimination at home, fighting for the right to fight for their country. And the fact that there were still restrictions on Black servicemen and women while our country is fighting literal Nazis, that had to have engendered conversations of like, hey, what kind of hypocrisy do we have going on right here?
Yeah.
Did that start a lot of conversations?
Yeah, absolutely. That, for, the African-American population called it double victory. That's what they were after, the victory at home and the victory abroad. And they were fighting two fights at the same time. And yeah, these were young, for the pilots, it was young black men who they wanted to go fly and they wanted to fight for their country and they wanted to do these things. And, they walked down to recruiting offices and they're like, sorry, you can't do that. We're not going to let you do that. So it's actually Eleanor Roosevelt, the president's wife, went down to the Tuskegee Institute because she had been told, well, black men, they can't fly. It's impossible for these guys. They're just not smart enough or whatever, just all these awful things. So she went down there and she took an hour-long flight with one of the black pilots. She went back home and said, hey, Franklin, what are you doing? He's like, these guys are great. He's like, they can fly. They obviously can fly real well, and so that helped to start breaking down some of it, but it was a long struggle.
Is there a factoid about the Tuskegee Airmen that maybe people don't know that you think they should?
I think the civil rights stuff is really interesting. It was so institutionalized, and in 1925, the Army War College puts out this paper, which basically becomes Army policy that says, that they called it the Negro manpower in the service, and that was the name of the paper. And basically, its conclusion was all that these people can do is the most menial jobs, And it was written, and it was this Army War College is where guys like Eisenhower, Patton, Bradley, they're all going through there as top leaders. So it's it's very ingrained in that system. I think understanding that it wasn't just Joe out on the corner, spewing some racist hate. This was actually part of the fabric, right, that they were fighting against. So I think that's important to know. And that's not some obscure fact or whatever. It's what they were dealing with. So there are, their service was so remarkable that a lot of kind of myths do develop around the Tuskegee Airmen because they were really outstanding. I think one of the biggest ones is you'll hear that they never lost a bomber. So part of their job was to escort bomber aircraft. Well, they did lose some bombers.
Those B-17s, right?
Yeah. But the idea is that they did clearly demonstrate a deeper commitment to their mission protecting those bombers than a lot of the other white pilots did. When you're up there and you see a German plane and you're a fighter pilot, you got a real strong tendency to go after that guy and kind of leave your mission, leave that bomber that you're protecting. The Tuskegee Airmen had a reputation for sticking with those bombers thick or thin and hanging with them and not going and seeking that kind of personal glory.
So 1,000 pilots, for the Tuskegee Airmen. Were they on both the European front and the Pacific front, or was it primarily European?
Primarily European, primarily in Italy. So they started in North Africa and then supported U.S. forces, Allied forces, as we left North Africa, moved into Sicily, and then moved into the the foot of the Italian boot, and then started moving up the peninsula. They were providing that air cover for the ground forces. After that, they get based in Ramitelli, and then they begin the bomber escorts. And by that time, they're far enough north in Italy that they can reach Germany from Italy. So they're flying these escort missions into Germany. Yeah.
Mark Sunlove with the Soldiers Memorial here in St. Louis. And earlier today, it was announced that the street outside of the memorial will be renamed.
Yeah, it was an awesome day. So we opened the exhibit, but also the stretch of Chestnut between 13th and 14th, ceremoniously renamed Tuskegee Airmen Way.
Awesome.
So that those signs went up today, and so they're up there. And I think that the thought was, all the St. Louisans that were involved, the incredible history of this unit, we need something permanent in St. Louis to remember these folks.
That's incredible. And, we talked about how the whole, like those who worked on the unit and the actual pilots, 1,000 pilots, but like 15,000 total.
Yeah.
Do we know how was St. Louis represented? Like what numbers was St. Louis represented in the Tuskegee Airmen? Was it kind of like spread out, or did we have a heavy number of people?
I think we were well represented, over 90 for sure. Maybe more. I won't get into it, but it's hard to track individuals where they're from in the service. They fill out paperwork when they're 18 years old, and if you're from, maybe you're in St. Louis or you went to St. Louis to enlist, you might put St. Louis as your hometown. So it's really hard to track some of that stuff. But certainly St. Louis was well represented, and
the 90 is in the total or the pilots
in the total,
in the total.
Yeah. And so certainly, that's right after the Great Migration from the South, when African Americans are leaving the South in mass numbers, moving to cities like St. Louis and Chicago and Detroit. So you see a lot of representation from these kind of northern or Midwest cities. Yeah.
And we also wanted to point out, Ranj, since we talked about the ceremony, the opening of the exhibit at the Soldiers Memorial, that you're part of the Missouri History Museum. So today there will be special shuttles.
Yeah. So up at the History Museum tonight, they're running their Juneteenth celebration. So they're our sister organization. So they'll be running shuttles from the History Museum down to Soldiers Memorial. So you start there at the History Museum, come down, check out the exhibit, get back on the shuttle, take you back up to Forest Park, and you can participate in this evening's activities up there.
How long will that shuttle run?
It's 2:30, 3:30, and 4:30. Those shuttles are running. So, you get dropped off at probably about 3, and then you can stay there until hour and a half, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
What a great day today. This is it's that exhibit. I'm really looking forward to going in and seeing it. It's open as of today through November 2nd.
Yep.
It's going to be a great deal. So we appreciate you coming in again, Mark.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Always a privilege to be here and to raise more awareness about Soldiers Memorial. Thank you.
Anything
and it is
else
so beautiful.
It is.
We look at it every day, and we're pretty spoiled that we get to look at such a beautiful building. When was that memorial built?
1938 is when it opened. Yeah.
So I think we are going to come over there.
Yeah.
We need to come over when you're going to be there. Yeah. You're always there.
Yeah, always there.
Okay. So I only want to come if you're going to be there. Mark.
Well, okay. I got volunteers that are far superior than me. You'll enjoy them much more than me.
Well, Mark, we appreciate you coming in.
We really appreciate it. That's awesome.
Yeah, because we talked back on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
And that exhibit, the one that was there with the Ghost Army. Oh my God, the Ghost Army thing was such a cool idea. And that was, Amy, if you remember, that the military set up these, they made it look like there were more tanks and troops than there actually were. It's just such a cool thing, man.
Okay, quick point of parliament here. Because the street was renamed, I know like the signs are like really cool. It's important. It made people want to get pictures. Is there a sign? That's up there. There's a street sign. So if people want to come down, get a picture with the street sign that says Tuskegee Airmen Way, that's up.
Absolutely. It's
awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Director of the Soldiers Memorial here in St. Louis, Mark Sunlove, with us. Thank you so much for coming in, Mark.
Thank you.
It's good to see you. Amy Marks Kors and Chris Ranji on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
The legends ride again. Willie Nelson and the Outlaw Music Festival is rolling back into St. Louis June 28th at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. Don't miss the living legends, Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, along with Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, and more, live right here in St. Louis. This is country the way it was meant to be. Tickets are still available, so get them before they're gone. More information can be found at KMOX.com/events.
Add some star-spangled style to your summer with Ashley Stars and Stripes sale going on now. Shop Hot Buys for every room in your home, now just $6.99. Plus, you can save up to $1,000 store-wide. And don't miss upgrading your patio. Save up to 20% on select outdoor furniture. Or feel the freedom to buy now and pay over time with 0% interest until 2030 on in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Need a lawyer? Onder wins. Call Onder Law at 314-9-million. That's 314-9 all zeros. Or go to onderwins.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Add some star-spangled style to your summer with Ashley Stars and Stripes sale going on now. Shop Hot Buys for every room in your home, now just $6.99. Plus, you can save up to $1,000 store-wide. And don't miss upgrading your patio. Save up to 20% on select outdoor furniture. Or feel the freedom to buy now and pay over time with 0% interest until 2030 on in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Congratulations, Craig.
From
Craig. Way to go, Craig.
Trenton.
From Illinois. Trenton, Illinois. Good job, Craig.
Why are you being mean to Craig?
I don't know. When I hear the word Greg or Craig, I just want to say it like that.
It's Craigery. Craig is short for Craigery.
So Craig's going to go to the Outlaw Festival, June 28th, Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. If you did not win this week, you have one more chance. That'll be tomorrow between 9 and noon, and you have a chance. You'll have to, look, you're probably not going to win, but you can try anyway, and you have to be listening for your opportunity to win those tickets.
And we just want to thank everyone for texting in to let us know if you're working, not working, driving, not driving, and or wearing pants.
Bill from West County says he's got shorts on.
Hey, Bill.
Doing the honeydews all day.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Working, but not for money. Buying and installing fences, picking tomatoes, etc. That's a lot of work, it seems like. This message says Chris didn't understand about dump truck delivery and laborers shoveling the dirt because he's a daisy. That's not very nice.
What does that mean?
Well, he means it as an insult, but daisy actually means you're the best at something.
Does it?
You're the best, yeah.
Like Michael Jordan was a real
he was a
daisy at basketball?
So it's like a 1800s word. You ever seen Tombstone? And he's like, "You're a daisy if you do." That means you're good. You're good at.
Well, and David Copperfield, my favorite book by Charles Dickens. It's my favorite book, period, but it is also by Charles Dickens, my favorite author. Steerforth used to call David Daisy because he thought he was like such a sweet, innocent little boy.
Oh,
he'd be like, "Oh, Daisy, aren't you a perfect daisy?"
Multiple meanings, but I like to think this guy thinks I'm the best.
No, everyone is like, "You little liar. Here you go. Here you are pretending to be some union guy, and you don't even get how laborers work."
I don't know how dump trucks work.
I do. I'm the one that gets it. I get what the Teamster was saying. It's so easy to me. It's incomprehensible that you don't understand what the Teamster was trying to tell you.
From a 636, how do either one of you know what's inside of a semi truck? You've been spending some time in the back of semis, have you?
Well,
Amy. Another message says, "I have been wanting to be summoned for jury duty since 2002.
Is that John Hancock?
I don't know.
Because John Hancock's always wanted to do jury duty. He's never been summoned.
He says, "I just didn't show up for a summons back then, and I haven't been called in since."
You didn't show up for summons?
Don't you get arrested for that?
I think you get arrested. Like, you literally have a warrant out for your arrest.
He says he votes every time he can. This is a text from...
I vote every time I can.
That's what he says.
There is no more wishy-washy American citizen than the guy goes, I vote when I can.
That message is from shorty shorts wearing big brown truck driver Greg. Okay, Greg.
That's UPS. That is your direct competition for nice package.
Somebody is streaming, listening in from Camp Dodge, Iowa. The Army is working. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for your service.
That's correct.
I'm in the Army.
Harambe says we've done a pretty decent show today.
Thank you.
Just kidding. He loves us. By the way, I'm still working.
Okay,
Harambe, stop. We know you've been working for 3 hours. Big deal.
We've been working for 3 hours.
And I am quite tired. I'm ready for a nap, but I can't.
You don't have to do Gas House Gang.
I don't have to do Gas House Gang. I wish I could, though, but we don't have it.
I think every day you should go, well, that's the end of the Chris and Amy show, but no, my boss makes me do Gas House Gang. Like, my mom got me in trouble. Robert,
we have a doubleheader. That's why. Day game today coming up. Robert is watching on YouTube and says, some folks want to get out of jury duty while these heroes fought for the ability to put themselves in harm's way for their country. Not you, Ranj.
Robert makes a great point.
Sorry,
I thought it was a real
jury duty.
It was a real highlight between, good heroic people and whatever it is that you are.
Robert also says that in regard to David Copperfield, he says that he already made the Statue of Liberty disappear. Different David Copperfield.
It is a different David Copperfield.
All right, we got to go.
Unbelievable.
So I think we'll do it again tomorrow, 9:00.
I think we should just continue the text of who's working.
Thank you for everybody who had to work today and not work
you.
And watched us on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, or listening on the Odyssey app from Iowa or South Carolina or wherever you are today. We appreciate you. And we hope that you will come back tomorrow, 9 a.m. to noon. We will do this again. If you missed anything, it's on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Have a great one, folks. Cardinals baseball is coming up soon. Tom Ackerman is next on 104.1 FM KMOX.